Hello, everyone, and welcome to OFAC, the program where we talk utter bollocks about everything. 1-6. How are you, Pete? You alright?
I am good, thanks, mate. Yeah. Still loving the lockdown working. So
Yeah,
it's all good.
it's been interesting. It has been interesting because I've been doing the odd day back in at work,
Oh, have
and
you?
it's weird. It's very
Mm.
weird to be back in. I quite like working at home. Hey, we've got Ryan in the chat as well. Hello, Ryan. How are you?
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
man.
Yeah, so
So
we
is
are
that
brought
just
to
like
you.
a skeleton staff? Is it you've got in there? You're only allowed a certain number of people in at one
Yeah. You have to
time,
limit the
or
numbers, and
yeah.
so we kind of rotate it. So which ain't too bad. I think
Okay.
I only work 4 days a week at the moment, so I'm
Yes.
into working from home too, and then have
Right.
Fridays off, which is lovely at the
Okay.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to want to go back to working 5 days. I don't think I quite like this 4 day malarkey.
No, we've still got. There's no talk of going back at all. So
No.
could be still over Christmas. Should be good.
Yeah. Getting just in.
Yeah.
Hello, Dan. Danny Lee's in the chat. Oh man.
Hi, Danny.
Yeah. So we are
Sorry, you were
brought to
doing the
you.
sponsor link. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we don't, we will get told off by Mr.
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah.
We were brought to you as per usual by our main man Sean at What Else Scrapyard. If you want anything 3D printed in the slightest, he can do it for you. He has done me loads of different heads, and I'm in the middle of painting probably about 4 or 5 of these at the moment. All top notch stuff, and he does Kenner vehicles as well. Any replacement parts you want for them. So if you want any
Hmm.
head sculpt done, drop him a link. He will do it for you at quite a reasonable price. So yeah,
Yeah,
we've had a
Sean's the
fair bit
man.
off him, haven't we?
He's he's revolutionised the custom 1/6 game, I think, and 1/12.
Big
You
time.
know,
Yeah,
it's
big
yeah,
time.
it's
Um,
opened up a lot of avenues to figures that we could wait another 5, 10 years for and never get. So
yeah,
it's great.
yeah. I really wanted a Biff for the longest time going, a Biff and a George
Mm.
McFly, and he's made that possible now. So I've just got to pull my
And then
finger
never,
out.
you know, I
Pardon?
don't think Hot Toys are ever going back to the future.
No, I don't think so.
Um,
I
so
think that's it.
that was yeah,
So yeah,
that's
he's a
cool.
good man. He's a saint among men.
He is.
So
He certainly is.
we've had quite a few new releases, but me and Pete have had a bit of a spend up. We've had a few bits and pieces in.
Yeah.
So go on, Pete. What you got?
Yeah. So, well, it's the same as you. Kind of half of what you. I've got the new Endor Leia Hot Toys set with Wicket, and I finally kit bashed Return of the Jedi hand because I thought, well, I've got the Luke that I bought from you, and I thought I've got to do hand. And the sticking point for me is funny enough because you're looking for a vest for yours. Um,
So
I
apparently, Pete,
had.
your mic
Yep.
sounds off. According to, I'm
Oh,
guessing that's Zach.
right. Okay. Do
He
we need
thinks you
to?
might be using.
Oh, right. Hang
Yeah,
on.
have a look, have a play, and then we'll start again from new this fortnight.
Let's try that. Is that better?
That is miles worse.
Oh, okay.
That sounds
Right.
like you're in a tin.
Okay. Um,
I mean, I don't know. Everyone listening, what do you guys think? Better, worse?
how about now? How about now?
That sounds about the same.
Okay. Well, it's on this headset mic, which is what I usually default to.
Fuck it, just go with that. Be fine.
Yeah, because the other one it might have been picking it up through the camera.
Possibly.
So okay, well let's go with this one and hopefully hopefully be right.
Yeah, new this week, Pete. What you got?
Yeah. So like yourself, I have the new Hot Toys Endor Leia. There's a bit of a story behind it, but I ended up getting the 2-pack with Wicket. I already had the Luke that I bought from you, custom Luke a while back, so I thought I'd better put a Star Wars. Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much.
King Crispy.
Oh, Danny's loving the set as well. Yeah, so and I thought I need to do a hand as well. and the sticking point for me was always the jacket. Trousers, we know about the trousers problem, but I picked up a cheap Sideshow Bespin hand again. And I had that's a Hasbro vest, because you're trying to get hold of a vest for yours. So it's not actually black, but it's not very blue. So it was almost quite a dark grey. So I thought I'll just cut the sleeves off of that. And it looked good, before I had the jacket as well. So it works well. So if you find one of those, you might, that might be worth a go.
Yeah.
And in the end, I went with, I had a look at a lot of trench coats and different coats, and I wasn't bothered about colour so much. I was looking, for the fit, the shape, and it's a Red Man Butcher Bill coat.
Right.
'Cause it's quite nice quality, and it's got a wire in the bottom as well. So I thought, okay, well, if I'll pick one of those up, and if I can paint it and it works, then I've got a good option there. So just hit it with loads of different layers of greens and beiges and bits and pieces, and then sealed it. And it's turned out well, actually.
Yeah, it looks right. The jackets are hard. Like, none of the colours are particularly good. Like, none of the ones you get off the shelf.
No, they're not. And even the Hot Toys ones aren't really right, are they? Because the Loot one should be browner, and the Sideshow one is a better colour. But I mean, I don't care. I'm not bothered. They're all wearing camo, so it's fine. The hand could possibly do with a slightly smaller upper body, because it's just a bit of a Frankenstein true type I had. So I've got a narrow shoulder one on its way from China, so I might swap it out so he looks a little bit less. It's only because he's got 3 layers of clothing on, and they're quite.
It all bunches up, doesn't it?
It does, and the Hasbro and the Sideshow shirts are not the thinnest. So, but yeah, no, Leia. Really happy with Leia. I had Leia on pre-order with Toys Buying Agent Tim sent 88, and you'll know this because I had second batch pre-ordered, and I was all happy with that and everything. And then all of a sudden, the first batch came out, and I was like, "Oh, that's really good." And I was thinking, "Oh, that Wicket. I wish I'd gone with the Wicket." So I tried to get one. I tried to swap over to the double set, and it had said sold out at the time on Toys Buying Agents. I was like, "Oh, fuck it. All right, I'll leave it." And then it was just nagging at me. And then you ordered your Leia from Toys Wonderland, and they still had the 2-pack. Hey, evening, Sean, Mr. Watto. So I thought, right, okay, I'll go for it. So I bought that, and I thought, well, I'll either, when the single one comes in, I'll either part it out or just sell it on and get my money back on it. So, and yeah, I like Wicket. He's a lot better than a lot of those first shots showed. I haven't felt the need to really do anything to his face. I probably could. But I'm quite happy with it as it is. And my thinking was that I don't think they'll ever make another Ewok.
No.
And it's going to be one of those figures that in a few years' time, people are going to be looking for him, and he could be stupid money. Because like the single pack one, I think Lee Ward's got some, and they're 240 quid. Just for him.
I think Wicket on his own, on like Toys Wonderland and stuff, only works out about 160, 170.
Yes,
which, don't get me wrong, still fucking expensive.
It is, yeah.
But I kind of regret not getting Wicket. I hated the look of the original photos. And then, I saw yours and the other people's, and it's nowhere near.
He's really good, and the body's great. The body's lovely. It's really good articulation in there. Proper, good piece of work. And on your recommendation, I have not put the hat on Leia's head, because you can talk about that on yours in a minute, but you had a bit of a paint smudge. And I learned my lesson from the Luke, and I probably wouldn't have done. I kind of toyed with picking up a second head sculpt from Craig to put the hat on, but I thought actually I quite like it without.
Problem is, unless he's got the Endor version, it ain't gonna fit on.
Oh, he's just parted out an Endor, and I thought about it, but so it worked out. Well, we had a whole lot of fun with with the shipping and stuff, didn't we, from FedEx, and it took ages, and then you got yours, and I didn't get mine. I was like, oh fuck it, it's in customs and all this sort of thing.
Yeah, so
finally arrived.
Exactly the same shipment.
They were, yeah.
Together.
And I mean, obviously, and you're not even a million miles away from me. Obviously, they go to a different distribution centre, but they both came out of Heathrow or whatever. They, Stansted, I think it was. But
I think so, yeah, because normally they'll come into Gatwick.
Yes, yeah, I think it was Stansted. So I think it worked out about 430 quid because the postage was about 65 quid. And I mean, I'd never normally spend that sort of money. It was a bit of an insane kind of thing, but I think it's worth it. And what I did, which was always part of the plan, I sold the 2 helmets and the drumsticks for 80 quid because I knew they'd go because there's people been waiting to make their custom Death Star troopers with that hat. So I knew there'd be people after them, and I sold the shrubbery bits because I haven't got room for those.
A shrubbery.
The shrubbery.
A shrubbery.
Yeah.
Bring me a shrubbery.
Yes. So that kind of clawed me 100 quid back. So just over 300 quid. So I can live with that. I'm happy with that.
It's getting to the point now where if prices carry on going the way they're going, I'm not going to have a lot of choice but to start parting out bits that I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
Because the prices now are just absolutely.
I quite often do it, because I know I'm going to keep this. I'm never going to get rid of this set, so I'm not going to worry about the sell-on value.
No.
And I would never have, have posed in playing drums on those helmets. So, and I know I wasn't looking at making a custom Death Star trooper. So yeah, that made sense to me. And it was always in back of my mind as to kind of make the purchase price justifiable, if you like. Yeah, on the head on that hand is a space trucker, by the way, which was one.
Yeah, they're rare as rocking horse shit now.
They are. Yeah, they were put out by Kit Chen. He did a couple of runs, and it's not bad. It's a little oversized.
It's a Choi, isn't it? He took the Choi and just put new air on it.
Yeah, but for some reason it works better than the Indy. Maybe the hair gives it a bit of a, but it's not bad. It's not bad, and I had that knocking around, so it was pretty easy to put him together, really. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's nice. And then I just got my first Mezco 112 figures, the Ghostbusters.
These look really good.
They are lovely. I've still only got Ray out, but I might leave the others until I get, because I was telling you I've got some new Billy bookcases, so I might leave it till I sort that out. But yeah, it was a bit of an impulse. Someone was selling a set on Facebook, and I was vaguely aware of them, but I'd forgotten about them because I had the full Blitzway set when they first came out, and I sold Ray to you.
Yeah.
And I sold the other guys, and I liked them. But I think at the time we had the conversation saying, well, basically it's just 4 guys in suits, and for 800 quid, that's a lot of money to have tied up in that. So I let them all go. But I do love
have them on one shelf as well because they're so much bigger than anything else.
Yeah,
they have.
Yes,
to
they
have
are.
their
Yeah,
own space.
yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, they were too big, weren't they? So then these came along, and I was like, do you know what? They look really smart, and I would love to have the Ghostbusters. And this set is the same, or probably less than one of the Blitzway figures. I don't know what they go for now, 250, something like that.
Fucking
and I picked this up for 180 with a custom front of the fire station as well.
Oh yeah.
For them to, I don't know who made it. It's probably one of the guys on the groups, Sammy or someone. But yeah, it's really nice, and they're bloody brilliant, mate. I mean, I hadn't. It's my first 112s, but I really love the suits and everything. I don't know, just there's something about them. I think I prefer the look of them to the 1/6.
All the Mezco stuff I've seen is all like superhero based, and they've all got weird proportions, and the bodies look just. Yeah. They've got the proportion of a dwarf a lot of the time, which just puts me off.
Yeah, I've never liked them. Like the Supermans are weird shapes.
Yeah, and I think the tactical Batman just looks like a fucking abortion. But this looks really. These look really good.
They are lovely, and all 4 bodies are different, so they're all slightly different heights. Ray's a little bit chunkier than the other guys. They all have 2 heads, so they've got a sort of standard head and their surprise head. You get Slimer in there, you get obviously the packs, they light up, and you get the streams and everything. And yeah, I absolutely love them. I've had a couple of mishaps with them with my big sausage fingers and not being used to working with 112 stuff. I had one of the straps on the pack break, but I've managed to glue it. Just very tight to get them in because it's not material, it's plastic on the straps. But all the gear's lovely. I mean, it's just so nice, really nice. I would definitely recommend, even if you only wanted one 12th scale set. I love the turtles. I've got my knockoff turtles behind me there. But yeah, these are brilliant and lovely tin they come in as well. And you've got swap out hands a bit. So yeah, they're brilliant. Really like them.
What did they set you back? Because I've no idea about Misco. Like how much they go for.
I picked this set up for 180 quid.
It's not bad.
Which is nothing. I mean, figures. 45 quid a figure, and you could pay that for an all plastic necker.
Yeah.
I mean, they were more than that to start with, but I don't know. Guy had one on eBay. It said, I think one of the straps was already broken, and Slimer's got a little mark on him, and I just made him an offer, and which I thought was reasonable, and he just took it. So, I thought for that price, bang on.
Yeah,
definitely lovely. Yeah, mate. So, what have you got?
I've had a bit of a busy couple of weeks. So, start off with Leia, so yeah, I got Leia as well. I got the single pack because, like I said, I really disliked Wicket. Those first initial in-hand photos just looked like a fucking abortion. So I went, no, fuck it, I'll get the single pack. Since seeing yours, I kind of think probably should have got the double pack.
Yeah,
because I've seen more photos come out of Wicket and he actually looks all right.
Yeah, he's good.
But to be fair, if I'm just going for the main Return of the Jedi kind of crew, then she's perfect. It's just what I want. The only thing I really do like the figure, but it isn't without its issues in the slightest.
No.
So they tell you that you've got to put the poncho on. They tell you that you've got to take off this tiny little pouch that's on her left hand hip. When you try and take it off, you can't get the cunt out. It will not come off because it gets caught on the Velcro for the belt. And you can tell if you force it, it's going to break. It's going to break. So I had to enlarge the hole in the poncho just so I didn't have to take it off. And I was thinking, well, why can't Hot Toys do that?
Yeah,
why
I
can't
did
they
the
just
same
make
as
the
you.
hole a little bit bigger?
I took your advice on that and did the same.
Yeah, so it slots straight through. Happy days. I'm not bothered about the joints really because you can hide them with like no bother at all.
That was always my thought. I was always going to have the poncho on.
I think if I was going to do it without the poncho, I'd definitely swap the body out.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah.
But to be fair, when I think of Leia, this is how I kind of picture her in the poncho.
I know a lot of people have bought two, and they're going for the general Leia and the Endor Leia, which is fine. And in that case, it would need the body swap for the elbows. But
and I mean, the outfit's really good. So and it is a bit of a shame just to have it covered up. But this is, if I've got my Endor lot, that's what. I want.
Definitely.
So I really liked it. The only other issue I had with it was the helmet. So you pop the hair off the back of the head, and you pop on the helmet. It's fucking tight.
Yeah.
And so
it's quite a bit smaller than Luke's, isn't it?
Yeah. So I thought they were just going to give you Luke's helmet.
Yeah,
the same thing, but they didn't. They went with a whole new design. And what they did, so I stuck it on. Went, okay, that looks all right. Took it off, and it just taken a bit of paint off on the forehead, and I was like, for fuck's sake. So I quickly touched it in with a couple of mixes, and it's fine now.
Yeah,
but I'm never going to put that fucking helmet on again.
No.
And I thought, now luckily, years back, I was fucking about with a New Hope Leia and took all the hair off.
Quite famously, yep.
But luckily, that will fit inside the helmet. It just needs a little bit of work. So what I can do is have an alternative head that I can just pop in there.
Yeah.
And because this sculpt on this is exactly the same as the Empire layer. It's just an updated paint job. And
it's a slightly better paint job. Yeah.
But I really like it. It does the job. Like we say, I ordered from Toys Wonderland.
Yeah.
And I'm cursed when it comes to them. Absolutely cursed, because whatever I order, it doesn't turn up. You see every other fucker. Oh, I ordered this morning.
Oh,
bang,
3 days.
It's here.
Yeah. 4 hours later. Yeah.
I know.
Fucking and it was a toss up between obviously FedEx and DHL. And FedEx was slightly more expensive, but it said 2 to 5 business days, and DHL was 2 to 6. I was like, I'll go with FedEx. And then wasn't impressed at all. And then people were saying, oh yeah, DHL, they're brilliant. They've got it here in 3 hours. You know,
because I've had nothing but aggro with posts. Nothing but aggro lately. So there was a head sculpt, a Qui-Gon head sculpt that I ordered back in May.
Remember that? Yeah.
Only turned up today.
Really?
So that's finally come through. But everything has just been ages. So
is it alright? Is it good?
It turned up this morning. I look forward to painting it once I've gone through. Well, once I've done everyone else, because I'm fucking piling up with stuff. But so I got Leia, which I love. I think it's great and goes great with the Endor stuff I'm doing.
No, it's a good
and
figure. Then
our good friend Dale sold me an Armoured Bats, the Chrome version. What I would say is it's not a Chrome version. It's a glossed version, right? Hot Toys, there's nothing fucking chrome about it. It's not black chrome. They painted it black and they just caned it with varnish, which it looked alright. I quite liked it, but I thought I can't leave well enough alone. You know me, Pete, and I thought I'm going to try and fuck about this. So I think I'd unpacked it, and within about 10 minutes, it was all on bits on the desk. Because I wanted to improve the articulation by cutting away some of the rubber undersuit and stuff. Yeah. So I'd done that, and I thought, I wonder if I just spray this matte, how's it going to come out? So I thought, fuck it, did the head, and thought, that looks okay, and then started to weather it. And what it did do in a couple of places was frost. So normally you do not want that for love nor money, and normally that's where there's a reaction between the varnish and whatever you're spraying. It could be the fact you sprayed it too much or too little. It's real fine art, especially if you're just spraying something with varnish that has no paint on it that you've put on. It's factory paint. You've always run the risk of it doing that. So it did it in a few places, but I quite liked it. So what I did was I then stuck it all back together, done the whole lot, and then went in and started picking bits out in silver, and it kind of gave it this weird cell shaded kind of look.
It does.
But I really like it. So the arms now sit a lot closer to the body. He can now actually raise his arms, and so underneath the shoulder pads there's bits that were meant to be connected, so I just disconnected them so he can now move a bit more. My only fuck up was I broke one of the cups for his feet, so his left foot is a bit loose. But other than that, it's spot on. So I really like it.
It does look really good, Ryan, Danny, giving you some love for the bats.
Thank
in
you
the
very
chat
much,
there.
boys.
That does look good.
Yeah, because I like it. Armoured Bats was one. I sold mine to you and I regretted it. And it's one of those figures that it's just fucking awesome. It's got so much presence that I thought. The only thing with not the only thing, but one of the things with the Chrome version is they give you one of these big bastard stands.
Right.
I've no idea why. It's fucking massive. It's like a flight stand without the flight pole.
It looks pretty big.
What's fuck off with
that? I mean, the standard one was fairly big as it was.
This
the
is
BBS. The BBS.
This is
sedans,
like double the size. It's the same size as my Marty one. You've meant a hoverboard on.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah, and the problem is because the hole is so far back, it doesn't sit properly.
Yeah.
Kind of hangs a bit off the back.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually I want to sort stands out and fuck about and get everything a bit more uniform. And then I had a Django. So I've wanted a Django for an eternity,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't going to pay 300 odd quid that they go for on eBay. And one night, about 1:45, I'm scrolling through, and I just searched for one, and this guy had one for 140 quid. I was like, right, what's wrong with it? So went on the description. Bits had been glued. So one of the feet had been glued in because it must have been loose. Then some of the armour pieces had been glued on, but not glued on particularly well. So like the knee, the knee pads, they peg into the actual knee.
Yeah.
They were like they were hanging out quite a bit and glued in. So it looked pretty good, to be fair, and I could have left it alone, but you know me, I like fucking about with stuff. And I thought the silver perhaps wasn't as chromy as it could be, so I've started to go through with some new paint I got and chroming it up. So it's all in pieces, all behind me up there actually, all shiny. But I've had issues with the paint where it kind of doesn't it stays on, but if you push into it, it stays. It comes off.
Right.
So I've been trying to look at different varnishes that means I can seal it but not lose that kind of chrome effect.
Yeah.
Which I think about half an hour before I came on, I think I've cracked it.
Okay.
So that, if you can see, is one of his gauntlets. So that is sufficiently shiny, and it's not coming off in my hand.
Not coming off.
Which is... Oh, is it? Or isn't it?
Oh.
I can't tell if that's the varnish or... The lighting is
So
shit, so I can't tell.
So it doesn't come off on the brush when you apply that on top of the
No.
mirror paint.
It's only it's because it's all based the stuff I use. It's kind of if you push down into it and push your finger across it, you tend to get a bit of a residue, and then you get like a flat patch on.
That'll take the shine off of it. Yeah.
Now the problem is that with stuff like armor plating, you need a bit of force to pop it on.
Yeah.
So I've fucked about and tried to seal it with different stuff. So that looks like it's kind of worked, but I need to get it in better light.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah.
But it means you've got to brush everything on, which is a bit of a pain. But I use the similar stuff on my War Machine. When
I've seen that as well. Yeah, I think we've got that in the custom section.
Yeah, and then I kind of weathered it up, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, so I've got Django, and I'm going to be working on that, fucking about that a bit, because I've really wanted a Django for ages. But this is a bit tougher than most stuff I've normally worked on because there's that much fucking wrong with it.
So are you swapping out the body as well? Because it's obviously a sideshow.
No, because
figure,
the way that the shin pads are held on is there's like an inner kind of sleeve that goes over the shin.
Yeah.
Then the boot pegs up into that, and then the piece is meant to clip onto that through a hole in the overalls.
Okay.
What the guy's done is glued it at the bottom so the foot goes in.
Yeah.
And then it's then glued to the actual leg. So I can't swap the body out because I can't get to half of that.
Is it okay? Is it okay though? It's not.
It's fine. It stays in. It doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah, and it's not.
The body's all right. It's not the worst sideshow body I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's in proportion. It does what it does. The joints are all nice and tight.
Yeah,
so
as long as it's not loose as fuck, then it's be alright.
Yeah. So I've not really got any worries about that, to be fair.
No, that's good.
Yeah, so I've done all right.
Yeah.
But I keep saying it every fucking fortnight, and I end up with something new. But I end up. That's probably me for a little bit. I want to concentrate and get the 3D printer next. That'd be the next big purchase.
Got the bug from Steve.
Yeah, Steve and Sean, mate. Those two are bad
influences
on me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we've had some pretty good new releases.
It's been busy, yeah.
It has been busy because we went for a little spell of fuck all, and then all of a sudden...
It's gone crazy.
It has gone crazy. So this I quite like, and this is the Far From Home homemade suit, and this will set you back 258 quid. It comes with a fair bit, to be fair. You've got the drone, the weird. I mean, the stand's shit. Let's be honest. You got the shit stand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like the drone. I think the drone's pretty cool.
The drone's cool. Yeah.
But,
yeah, because the CW guys were saying that's just cardboard on that stand, and we all thought it was going to be like little plastic cubes or something to make it look like it's.
I remember
pixels.
when they announced this, the stand was meant to be like in collaboration with someone.
Yeah.
It looks like that must have fallen through.
Yeah, probably.
Unless it's a fucking cardboard
They
factory.
just fuck it. We'll just print it on cardboard. Yeah, because it should have been like like little individual cubes, shouldn't it? Like pixels. Translucent.
It looked really
stuff.
impressive.
Yeah,
like the promo pics. It looked really impressive.
It's a shame.
I mean, this is probably, if I was to go for a Spider-Man, just for posability, I'd probably get this.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
the
and
suit.
in essence, this is the same suit as the previous one. Yeah.
The thing is, that
With
price is 260 odd quid, and then you've got postage on top of that as well.
Yeah.
So you're pushing the £300 mark, really.
Yeah.
So I'd pay 250 for it, probably not 300.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm out of the Marvel game now, so.
I've got
but
one
yeah,
Marvel cube, and I've got no intention of adding to it. It
no,
seems fine.
it's quite funny because it's quite a Marvel heavy show. I'm gonna be like, don't do Marvel anymore.
See, I get the impression that because of the factories were closed, this is the stuff that should have come out a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
So like this,
and Endgame's a year old now, so there's a bit of a rush to get those last batch of figures out.
Yeah, and I think people just don't give a shit anymore. Like there was such a. I'm thinking of the yes.
Yeah, I just seen. Yeah,
Edison shared.
Yeah,
yes, the black. That's the one. The black suit had that.
Yeah, that's
Hive Studios. That's the kiddie. Yeah, that's the one. It was black suit and the monkey suit.
Yeah. That's it. Black monkey.
That's the one.
Spider monkey. Yeah.
Yes, thanks for that. That's it. Spider monkey. I think everything that would have come out has kind of started trickling out in the last couple of weeks. Very Marvel heavy, but I don't give a shit about Endgame anymore.
No.
I think the hype train's gone. It's a good film, but I don't really.
It is. Yeah.
And the prices now, I just can't justify it like this. So the Endgame War Machine, 310 quid. It's so inoffensive. It's bordering on I don't care. Like.
Yeah.
It just, it's the same head sculpt we've had for fucking since day dot. It's another War Machine. It's I think if you had one of the earlier, slimmer War Machines, there's really not a lot of difference.
No.
Like the one I painted up the other day, I've got no intention to upgrade from that. That does me. It's fine. Is
that the one I had? Is that the Iron Man 2 one?
It's the Iron Man 3.
Right. Okay.
It's in it for about 2 seconds before he turns into Iron Patriot.
Right. Yeah. I'm always a bit confused by the War Machines. They're more difficult to.
It's the same one that's in Civil War. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the War Machines kind of blend into one. I think the big huge one that came out not long ago was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the Punisher one was a bit different, but
yes,
they are what they are. They don't offend me. They're not. Don't get me wrong. If I found one in the street, I wouldn't kick it.
No, definitely. But as you say, I don't think like the CW guys are saying. Apart from the bit where he goes after the orb thing, he's not in it a lot, is he? He's not, And then the suit at the end's different anyway.
But you could probably say that about a lot of the characters. Like I think they had to shoehorn everyone into it.
Yeah.
They're not all going to get the screen time that you would perhaps like.
No. Solid figure, and I think the head sculpt has always been good. So I suppose they figure they don't need, there's no need to go out for a new license from Don.
Zachary said on the CW show in the comments that it's something to do with if it's a complete head, they have to get licensing.
Yeah.
If it's within a suit, it's part of the suit, and they don't have to. It all gets approved as part of the suit.
Right. Okay. So it's a bit of a cheat. Yeah.
Too many Marvel figures and characters. It costs a fortune to collect them all. Yep, I would completely agree with that, Ryan.
Yep.
And the frequency they come out is just, yeah.
I always found that it was a constant upgrading. So, some people just collect the specific sets from specific films. And I started with the Avengers lineup. Yeah. I only had the big four. And then, a new Cap comes out and you think, oh, I like that one better. And inevitably you're losing money every time because you're not going to get as much for the older ones. I love the whole MCU thing and Infinity War and Endgame, but it's just that kind of excitement's dropped for me, and I'm back in the stuff that has been with me my whole life, Star Wars and indie and stuff. So
Edison shared the Iron Patriot comes with a full head. Don't think it does.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen one.
We've not had a Don Cheadle.
Never seen Don Cheadle's
head.
Not with hair. Definitely not.
No, they've always been within the suit. I'll double check, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
no. So so this is the Endgame rocket, which will set you back 170 quid. That's a lot for a little figure. And I think does this one come with two heads?
No, just that one.
This is just the one. And isn't the one...
Oh, you said there's a new one. New one coming out that's got... Okay.
Okay, fair enough. A new Iron Patriot?
Okay, Ryan says yeah. I didn't even know there was one.
No, that's how much I don't give a shit about Marvel. Did not realise there was going to be a new Iron Patriot.
Yeah.
Okay, I shall have a look. It's blurred out in the promos. That's probably why I didn't notice it. Okay. Well,
yeah, Rocket.
So technically, we still haven't got one.
Yeah. It's out.
When it does come out, it will probably be a big. It's Roy, not anymore Edison.
Okay. So not blurred out now. I don't know.
It will. Yeah. It will just be a big fucking cheesy grin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is another one that's fucking inoffensive.
I had the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Rocket for a while. It's a nice little figure. But again, it's a lot of money for a little figure, and
it does nothing for me.
Don't
get me wrong, it's not shit. I mean, but it's
right. So it's the big
so
blue. So the end, the one at the end of the film is an Iron Patriot. So apparently the big blue one at the end of the film, Ryan says.
I just thought that was a new. I didn't realise that was.
I didn't know.
Patriot. I just thought that was another.
Yeah, because it's kind of blue and orange, isn't it? Rather than maybe it was red, I suppose, but.
Yeah, all I know is he's fucking drowning, and then suddenly he pops up with a new suit.
Yeah, I don't know where the suit came from.
No, fuck no.
Pulled out of his ass.
Yeah, probably. And then we got more Endgame. More Endgame here. Black Widow. This will set you back 237 quid, and finally they've given us one with sculpted hair. To me, this is probably the best Black Widow we've had.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, definitely.
I really like it. I think the sculpt's really good. I think it doesn't have fucking Barbie dolly hair.
No.
The suit, I can't see it lasting any longer than most other suits. But I think you could probably sort that out at some point if you look after it enough. But I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think if you're going for a one character per, one figure per character lineup, then this is the Black Widow you want, definitely. It's
definitely.
It looks good. It looks really good.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it's very light on accessories. For that sort of money, when you look at the box, it's like there's very little. It's got her, and then you've got the guns and the hands, and it's kind of like, I know she's got the stick, but it looks very, very plain, very empty in that box. But then.
What else does she have in?
I know. It's just one of those ones where she doesn't come with a lot. So, that's a good one. Are you getting one of those, Danny? Danny's looking forward to it. So, yeah, Roy's saying it's hard to pass.
Let's open a CW version
Yeah.
to focus on the character I love more. This is just such a great figure, and finally no rooted hair. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why for certain characters they always go with rooted hair. It's like Wonder Woman. They give her rooted hair. And the only one that I think looks really good is the training version that doesn't come with rooted hair. It's sculpted.
Yeah. I think the only sort of logical argument I've seen on that is the fact that if you've got a female character that's got long hair that's down past the shoulders, it gives you issues with articulation of the head because the hair gets in the way of the shoulders. So in that case, they'd probably go with the rooted hair. But obviously with this one, because you've got it up and you've just got the ponytail, then you've got no issues with her turning her head as far as you want. So, and obviously, some of the short ones, like when she had the blonde-haired one, they could have done that sculpted because it's short enough that it wouldn't interfere with. But some of the earlier ones, her hair's quite long. But I think that's been the argument. But this one, if I was going to buy one, this would be the one.
I just think factory rooted hair just never looks good.
No,
it just looks like dolly hair. Like it looks like Barbie hair. And I just think they go through all that aggro, all of the aggro to get everything else looking great, and then it just ends up looking like trash.
Yeah, some of them are okay. I mean, Asmus have done okay with their Lord of the Rings stuff. Don't get me wrong, you need to kind of hit it with a bit of matte to take that kind of dolly shininess off, but it's better than Hot Toys have done with the Scarlett Johanssons, definitely. But there's no substitute for a professional rehair with decent materials. But
even that can be hit and miss. I've seen
it can be, and you can pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah, pay a fortune for Jan to get a fucking hands on.
So right. Oh, was it Endgame?
It is.
I haven't talked about that yet.
Well, the thing is, you can't have Black Widow without Hawkeye.
No, you can't. You can't.
So yeah, Hawkeye, 300 quid. It's again, it doesn't offend me. I'm so fucking done. With Marvel at the moment that it looks good. I like the head sculpts. I probably wouldn't bother with the odd Ronin kind of look.
The Ronin stuff. No.
To me, it just doesn't make sense. I'm pissed off. I'm going to go kill a load of gangsters and criminals.
Yeah.
Oh, please stop doing that and come back to us. And he goes, all right, fair enough. And then he pops back, and then
he's all nice and
he's Hawkeye
family
for the
man.
rest of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Funny haircuts and dodgy tattoos, and I just think it just didn't make. It was almost like there was more to that just didn't make it.
Yeah. Was it just fan service?
Yeah, it was unnecessary. I mean, he could have been pissed off and broody, that's fine, but there was no need for the whole ninja killing spree that was over in about 2 minutes and instantly forgotten about by everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's good. It's okay. It's good. It's okay. It's like, again, not overly offended, not overly made up with it. It's just is what it is. I think for 300 quid you get a decent amount of stuff, but for 300 quid they need to give you a decent amount of stuff. And bearing in mind though, these are all, these. I use Toys Wonderland a lot for the prices, so you are paying a premium to get it like that. You can get it cheaper in other places. This is just if you want it in a couple of days after it's released, and obviously you got postage and stuff on top of that as well. But
again, it's not. I've never really. I don't mind Hawkeye. He's inoffensive, but it's not a character that I could ever get excited about and really want to own as a. So
I can't remember who told me, but someone said that they. I don't think they refer to him as Hawkeye. Apart from like the first appearance.
Oh, they never use his name. Yeah,
they just call him Clint.
Yeah.
Barton. They never call him Hawkeye.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
So it's a bit like, as soon as someone said that, I was like, oh yeah.
Maybe he just called himself that, and it wasn't actually his official.
He's just trying to make himself a nickname.
Yeah, exactly. He just made his family call him it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go.
And here it is. I don't think this needs any introduction. This is Ant-Man from Ant-Man and the Wasp. this monstrosity will set you back 250 quid. What the actual fuck is that?
It's hilarious.
What is it that have Hot Toys never seen teeth before?
Yeah.
Because this is such a strange head sculpt, because if you cover the teeth from the nose up, you think that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
100%. And then if you cover from the nose up over, and you look at the smile and you think, actually, that's not too, barring the teeth, it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put them both together, it's a fucking monstrosity.
It's yeah.
Even so, I think I would never buy this, but I think with the helmet on, it doesn't look too bad.
No.
But he seems to have childbearing hips. He seems to have the widest fuck off hips you've ever seen in your life. It just. It was when I think our mate Dave, he showed us a photo of the last version and this version side by side.
Yeah, because he's got this pre-order, doesn't he? He's not too happy about it.
And then it's only when you see the previous version, you go, oh, actually, that is fucking awful. That is bad. Yeah. I mean, I like the suit, but that's about where it stops.
Yeah, but even then, I think I think the V1 still knocks any of them out. I don't like the helmet on the Civil War on this one. I think the original one's much cooler. But yeah, Dave also put up a thing, didn't he, where he'd replaced the teeth with the ends of lolly sticks, which is what they look like. They're all exactly the same shape and size. And
the thing is, he has.
And can you grin without showing your bottom teeth? I mean, it's not.
You can, but the problem is, you still have a bit of a gap.
Mm.
Yeah. And when Hot Toys do this, there's never a gap. I mean, if you look at the smiling indie sculpts, you don't see any of the bottom teeth.
No.
But the teeth, the way the teeth have been done is that they all look different.
Yes.
Your front two teeth normally look the same, and then as you move your way out, the teeth will change.
Yeah. And he's got, Paul Rudd's got very pronounced incisors as well.
He almost has his front teeth kind of overlap.
Yeah.
But they just haven't bothered with that, and I think that's what throws it off. That's what makes it. That's what makes you go, oh, it's a bit too symmetrical and a bit too perfect. And people's faces aren't symmetrical.
No.
So if you make it symmetrical, it doesn't look.
It looks weird because it doesn't look right to your eye because it's not natural. Yeah.
Yeah, and the way this kind of sits on the neck as well, it just doesn't look like the neck. You can tell it's not connected, if you get what I mean. It just it looks out of place. It looks like when people post their first kit bash, there's a fucking giraffe next monstrosity with just a head balanced on top.
It's like obviously the helmet, because the helmet will slot down above over the top of quite a lot of that neck piece, so it looks fine. But it's kind of step into the back of my van. That's his step into the back of my van smile, Danny. Yeah, definitely.
This was the cut scene from Endgame and an Ant-Man and the Wasp, where he actually turned into a sex offender. He teamed
up with that Yondu guy, the Galactic Predator.
They should have fucking called this thing. I mean, it's bad. It is we've gone through a load of stuff that's just inoffensive and a bit vanilla. And then we get to this, and it's just horseshit.
It's been brilliant for the communities, though. It is, as you know, Roy says, Hot Toys' best conversation piece. Yeah, it's been many millions of words have been spouted on this one.
Yeah, I can't remember anything being released in the last kind of year that's brought this level of what the fuckness.
No.
There's been a few disappointments, but typically they kind of ebb away within a day or so. This was just solid for a while of just look at this piece of shit.
It's just so bad, isn't it, that somebody kind of signed off on that and went, yeah, that looks great. Look at him. Happy chap.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Elderson shared.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the Marvel products are relying on hype, and the sheer amount of characters and costume changes are just overwhelming. 100% agree.
Yeah, and it's a difficult one to, because clearly a lot of every costume changes. every film, even if it's just subtly.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that, and it's marketing and it's selling not just these figures, but much lower end figures as well.
Yeah.
And I can't really have a go at it because that's what Star Wars was, the model that Star Wars was based on.
Yeah.
But it is that constant need to feel like you're trying to upgrade. Whereas at least with Star Wars, I think they're very iconic, different looks for the different films, and you can collect all of them, or just one of each.
One of the issues we've got, particularly with Marvel, is when you look at Star Wars, it was the same group of people in each film, so they all kind of change. But because there's so much crossover within Marvel, toy companies and everything, when there's a new when you'll have a character who's had his own film suddenly pop up in someone else's film, that then gets a version, and that one will be different as well. So then the next standalone film, and then you've got the ensemble films, and all have one there, and it's like every single year, there is a new version. So it's a constant train, and the way Hot Toys release their shit, we're always a couple of years behind.
Yeah.
So by that point, the figure you've got isn't actually the newest suit, and like you said, it's that weird cycle of just constantly trying to upgrade.
And it gets a bit boring because you kind of, sometimes you'll settle and you'll say, I actually prefer the one I've got, and you can stick, but it's I just saw that because you just painted up one of those, haven't you?
Yeah, I get quite a few of these to paint up. The Han Solo Stormtrooper disguise smirk was also quite a bit, conversational piece.
That was nicknamed the rapist look, I think, wasn't it?
I think it was because, if I'm right, the eyes are looking off to.
I'd say, they're sideways.
Yeah, and they were. So what I find, anything smirking, if the eyes are pointing the same way as the smirk, just looks fucking weird. If they point the opposite way, it makes more sense.
Okay,
And they're looking up a bit. But I think I remember that. That was a bit. But I quite like that sculpt. I think it's all right. But it did. I remember now that did get a fair bit of shit.
Right. So I think that's it for
all the new releases. So we thought we'd change tack with upcoming releases and have another Endgame figure.
Go with Endgame for it.
Yeah. So this is the Endgame Loki. This is about £250 plus postage. It's due out Q2 to Q3, and that's first batch price as well. And that is at Q2, Q3, 2021. I quite like this. I don't mind it. I quite like it. My only gripe isn't so much with the figure. It's with people who do not understand what a reissue is and what a different version of a figure is. So you've got people bitching and moaning that have the Avengers version of this. That's great. You've got the Avengers version. This isn't the Avengers version. This is the Endgame version. Yeah. Now, in Endgame, he didn't wear that helmet and he didn't have the scepter, as far as I remember.
No.
But Hot Toys lately now, the same people that complain that he comes with this and it's meant to be an Endgame version, are probably the same people that wanted the Hot Toys Rex to come with a realistic looking sculpt. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Right? Hot Toys are going to have some artistic license and they're going to give you stuff that isn't in the films. We know that because they've got form for it. They did it with Thanos, giving you the Infinity Gauntlet when he didn't have it. For the Endgame version.
The armoured one, yeah.
The armoured one. I've got no problem with them giving you that.
No, because it's extra bit of something for your money. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I quite like the sculpt. I don't mind it. I probably would never display him with that thing covering his mouth. You get a cool little Tesseract, although the Tesseracts are always way too small, the wrong colour. But you could probably get someone to 3D print you a slightly
see, when I first saw it, I said to you, I quite like the sculpt. And I think if you look at the little one up the top without the helmet on, it looks really good. But looking at the one with the helmet, it does look it looks a bit weird. It's almost like his ears are too far back. there's too much. There's a lot of
Yeah.
cutaway in that helmet, and
Yeah.
he's got a little bit of a bit feminine, kind of like almost like a Mark Owen from Take That look going on there.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
get, yeah. I get
yeah,
that.
and it does it's a bit odd, a little bit odd, but
I see what you mean about the ears, because if you look at the little kink that's kind of in line with his eye,
yeah,
that to me is where his ears should be.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Um,
it's a bit odd. It looks a bit funny. He's either got very very far set back ears, which he hasn't in the other one. I think they needed to bring that helmet closer to the
Yeah.
cheek.
But I find that with a lot of the helmeted stuff they do, it doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't look. Yeah. Spot on.
Yeah, I think
the top of the helmet is.
I think they've
I think that's
done
what
that
does
on
it.
purpose because people are always moaning that if you put a helmet on a figure, then their head couldn't actually fit in it. But maybe it does look better than having one that's massive. It's a trade-off again, isn't it?
It's that sculpted hair piece again. But I think if you had it so you just took the hair off, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And the colour's off apparently.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I need to go back and actually watch the first Avengers film because I can't remember. I cannot remember what it was like. But yeah, like I said, I was tempted to pre-order.
Yeah.
Even though I was kind of done with Marvel, but like I quite like Loki as a character.
Yeah.
I think
He's good fun.
I think he's pretty good.
But yeah, no, it looks okay. Not awful by any means.
No.
Right.
Now this looks pretty good. So this is So Toys Warhead. This was £94, due out Q3 2020. I quite like this.
Yeah.
I think it would look good with Deadpool. So Toys don't have the world's best reputation for original works, but I don't know anyone else that's done this, so...
No, there isn't, no.
No. And it's, fucking almost £100.
Yeah,
Can't knock it for what you get. I think the sculpt looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Is that her proper name, or is it what's...
She's like Super Sonic Warhead.
Yeah, I can't remember what her
something
name
like
was,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but I quite like it. I think if you team this up with the is it the Juggernaut that's coming out?
Yeah, I think to be honest, if you're an X-Men fan, there's quite a lot of unlicensed stuff out there now, isn't there?
Yeah, because I think when I first started collecting, you were that Wolverine. That was it. That's all you.
Yeah.
Other X-Men, but we got Cyclops. We got multiple Cyclopses now.
Yeah.
We got this bitch.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, literally. I think
really
any
good.
of that. Yeah, all that wave of X-Men we've got.
Yeah.
Couple of 3 Magnetos. Like so, there's a fair bit.
Yeah, the Mystique. Yes, I think they're pretty good actually.
I like the Sideshow comic stuff that they're doing.
Yes, because we looked at the Cyclops, didn't we, a couple of shows ago, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, this looks pretty good as well. More Marvel. That's it. Negasonic Teenage Warhead is the full name.
Negasonic, wow.
Negasonic, eh?
Is that one up from Mega?
So, yeah, I think so. Super Mega Nega. Yeah. So this is the Hot Toys Spider-Man Mark 1V suit. 269 due Q2, Q3 2021. I quite like it. I'm never a big fan though of the whole wave it under a certain light and it looks slightly different effect.
No, what with the dots? Yeah.
Yeah, I never use that. The suit looks very similar, like material wise, to the Infinity War Iron Spider.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this doesn't offend me in the slightest. It's probably the closest that we will have so far to a comic suit.
Yeah, but it's definitely proving beyond doubt that Spider-Man is the new Iron Man to Hot Toys. I mean, you can't move. Every other week there's a new Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I think
figure.
It's interesting because they could have done this with the Arkham Batman as well. So they tested the waters with that and they did a few suits. that were unlockables throughout the Arkham games, but they never really went in as deep as they have so far with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But the sheer amount of suits you unlock in the game, if they've got access to them all, Marvel's popular at the moment.
Yeah.
The game was really well received.
Yeah.
So I can't blame them, and a little part of me is quite grateful for it because we're going to start to get the suits that they wouldn't normally make.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, if you're a fan, it's great.
Particularly if you're a comic fan as well, because you will get those suits that you would never have. You would no chance. You'd have to get like old shitty Medicom versions, and or spend a fortune and get someone to make one for you.
Yeah.
So I quite like this. I would pick one up. £269 is a tad expensive though.
Yeah.
You're looking at 300 by the time you do postage, but then you don't have to get first batch. Second batch is very reasonable.
What kind of material is the suit? Do we know? Is it because it's obviously shiny, isn't it? But
yeah, so it's I think the reason it's shiny is for a start it's shiny in the game, but it's the coating they use for the UV light stuff.
So it's still a material more than a plastic, is it?
It's more a plasticky kind of rubbery suit, similar to. It looks exactly the same as the Iron Spider, that type of material.
Yeah.
So I think if you leave it for too long in certain poses, it's gonna mark. And it's a bit annoying that there's not really apart from the homemade suit, there's not really a Spider-Man that they've released that you can pose like a Spider-Man.
No.
If you look at some of the smaller 1/12 Spider-Man that have got joints up the fucking wazoo, you can do some really cool stuff with them. But you just can't do that with these.
Yeah, I had well, exactly. I mean, I had my Homecoming Spider-Man in a dynamic pose for a good couple of years, and when I straightened him up to take some pictures, the knees and the elbows were quite saggy, but I just did what most people say: just hold it over a boiling kettle, and it shrunk right back. You wouldn't have known that it had been like that at all. So it's not irreparable. I know that some suits might be best or worse than others, but I don't think people should worry about it. If you're going to get a Spider-Man, make him look like Spider-Man.
I think one of my favourite suits is probably the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit.
I did have that as well.
Yeah, because that's a real classic looking suit, and you can pose that up. Because, like you say, you just end up holding it under a kettle and it fucking.
Yeah, I mean the knees would go saggy on that, but then you just ping them back again.
Yeah.
And as long as it doesn't actually get to the point where it splits.
I've been dying to get hold of one of them for fucking donkey's years now, just so I can do a black suit version.
Yeah.
But the price of them, I can't justify it.
It's funny. It's one of those figures that was up for sale all the time and quite cheap, and all those years ago, and now all of a sudden you can't get them.
The first one, the Amazing Spider-Man, you couldn't get rid of that fucker for £110. I was sent loads of them to Battle Damage, like he is at the end of the film.
With the half-ripped mask.
And then 2 came out, and I thought, right, if I get a few of these, I can black suit it. Lovely.
Yeah.
Nothing. They're so expensive. Just can't go.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what I paid for mine back in the day. It was a second-hand one, which I got reasonably, but I say it's just one of those things where, certain ones just go a bit crazy, don't they?
The stands after a certain period of time also rip the suit apart, especially the flight ones. Yeah. Fucking flight stands are just... I don't know why we fucking bother with them. They're bullshit. No. They just break everything.
Yep.
Absolute pieces of shit, those things. So that was Spider-Man.
Something different.
Something a bit different.
Yeah.
Ryan, yes, 100% agree. If they redid the Sony suit...
I know everyone's calling for that, aren't they? Yeah.
I can't see it, though, because of the licensing for that. Although Hot Toys have the license, but I reckon there'd be way more approvals for that.
But does Sony still own the rights to the costumes that they had when they had
probably.
it? Yeah,
probably. Whereas at the moment, they're... But then again, it's a Sony game, so it would still have to go to Sony, but it would go to a game studio rather than...
Yeah, but as you say, there'll be more complications behind it, I would imagine.
I love a new Rami suit. But now this is... It's nice to have something that isn't Hot Toys, that's decent quality and looks as good as this. So this is from Assassin's Creed Revelations, and it's Ezio Auditore, an old man Ezio. So this is the Mentor, and this is £209, due out Q1 2021. Now look at this. Look at the stand you get. Look at the tailoring. Look at the head sculpts. £209.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And look at some of the horse shit that we've just talked about, and look at the prices of that.
Yeah.
This is where I think the community as a whole focuses way too much on Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Toys and other companies are knocking it out with some of the stuff. Now I had their Altair, and it was fantastic. The tailoring was beautiful. The head sculpt was great. They thought about it, so all of the smaller knives weren't hard plastic. They bent, so you could put them in and out of all the pouches without worrying that you're going to pull them out and snap them.
Yeah.
The paint apps were great. So this was probably my favourite Assassin's Creed game. So
when was this one set?
This was the final days of Ezio. So it was probably about 50 odd years after Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So it wasn't the Renaissance. It was, kind of the tail end of that. But it was a brilliant game. It was absolutely fantastic. And this figure is I'm gushing over it. How good it looks.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks great. I'd have it. I don't even play the games, but I think all their Assassin's Creed figures will look really good.
Brilliant. They're all so good, and the price of them as well compared to an average Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Where we're seeing Hot Toys get up to £300-400, and you're not getting a lot of money, a lot for your buck.
No.
When you look at stuff like this, and you think, Damn Toys, I've always been impressed with. Everything they do, I think, is fantastic.
Yeah.
And this is a home run to me. This just knocks out the park.
Super, looks really
tempted.
good. Really good, yeah. Do we know, do they use real leather or they pleather as well? Are they going to run the same long term? Yeah.
I think they're pleather. Because Altair, to be fair, Altair had very, very little leather on him.
Right. Yeah.
He suits a lot of cloth and a lot of metal.
So he's only really got the belt, the waist belt, and maybe a couple of straps over his shoulders.
I think from what I remember of Altair, my only gripe was that it wasn't very clear about how to put his scabbard on, because it looked like it had to go through a strap and over a strap and lay quite flat. But when you did that, it wouldn't. So you had to jig something up. But minor gripe.
Yeah. No, it looks really cool.
Yeah, because I think a few of the other Assassin's Creed figures have just come out. I think the one from 3 was fairly recent.
Yeah, is that the one set in America in the kind of
Colonial.
That was really good. That one, yeah.
Yeah. Now this I'm super interested in. So this is the Mars Toys, a clown figure. So it's the '89 Joker. And it's a clothing set, and it will cost you £130. Comes with the clothes, head sculpt, all the accessories. Now, we're not fucking idiots. We know that these are the Hot Toys pictures. So it's a bit of a gamble. Every website I went on all said the same thing, that the deposit is non-refundable, which made me kind of go, right, because this is at the time it didn't have a release date, and I know they have done a release date, but I just haven't bothered to look it up. But I know it's a way away. If they nail this, it's just going to be when they've set that will end up setting you back 200 plus, easy, because there's so much demand for this. But Mars Toys seem to be quite good at putting their finger on what people want, and putting stuff up, because we'll talk about them again in a bit.
So they basically watch eBay and see what's going for shitloads of money.
But I don't know why so if you've got companies like this that are going to recast and do knockoffs of different versions, I don't know why this hasn't been done before. Why we've got 400 different Heath Ledger Jokers. We can't move for Phoenix Jokers at the moment. No one wants to really knock off a Leto Joker because, let's face it, it's shite.
Yep.
But we don't get. I don't know why this hasn't been done before. Looking at the stuff that third party are doing, and these KO companies.
Because these are going for stupid money, aren't they? The DX. 08.
This amazing third party company killing at the moment. I'll tell you, Hot Toys need to be careful because the prices they're charging, and what they're putting out, and what other companies are doing, regardless of their third party knockoffs, unlicensed, we're getting so much more quality.
I mean, I know 2020 has been a pretty fucked up year for so many reasons, but it's not been a good year for them. I mean, we've got the Leia and we like it, but some of the stuff they really feel like they're just pushing boundaries on the price. And
Leia is not worth what we paid.
No, not at all.
It's a nice figure. I would pay for the single. I wouldn't pay more than 180.
No,
that's what I think it's worth. It's not worth the 250 odd quid that I paid for it.
No, but you did it. Yours was alright, wasn't it? Because you basically got that for your Hoth, so it was you could justify it in that respect. But
for me, it was like a swap.
Cash out of your pocket, you might have gone, you know what, that's too much. But they're pushing the boundaries on price and also on what shit they can get away with, like those Jawa plastic, base covers and things like that. And they I'd say they need to be careful, but then we also see that there's these dickheads paying these massive prices for stuff. I'm not sure where the money's coming from, and it's, I don't know, it's making it difficult.
My worry is I've seen a massive influx of people who are new to the hobby, who are just going to think that this is it. This is the acceptable price. And like I said, it's getting to the point where I'm seriously considering either upping to statues, or just packing it in and just painting stuff and sending it out, and keeping an eye out for cheap stuff, or even looking at different scales.
I mean, it doesn't bother if I was coming into the hobby now. There's no way I could get a collection like I've got, and I feel lucky that really, if I closed the door on my collection tomorrow, I'd be happy with it. I've got pretty much everything. There's always going to be something that comes along, either a new release or something that takes my fancy, but the bulk of it is there. But if you're coming into it new, I mean, it must be really difficult to try and build like a Star Wars group or something like that. And
have you seen the Toy Fair exclusive? They're on the show sheet. We'll get to them.
We'll get to them. Yeah, more Marvel.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, so
have you never owned this Joker? I assumed you'd had one.
No, I had the Batman and got rid of it because there was zero articulation. I might as well bought a statue.
Yes.
But this has always been on my list of things to get, but never bothered. But
then would you not? You need to pair him up with the 89 or at least the 92 bats, though. So you'd have to rebuy it.
I don't. To be fair, I think this is such an iconic character that you could have him on his own.
Yeah. I'll talk about Batman. There was a guy. If only I lived nearer Scotland. There was a guy selling a Batmobile, loose, but it had the the clamshell bit and everything. Looked perfect in the pictures, but he's in Scotland, collection only. I looked it up. It would take me 8.5 hours each way. Couldn't be asked with that.
No, that's an overnight stay.
550 quid, and they go for twice that at least.
Yeah, I bet that didn't hang around for long.
And there's a lot of people trying to work out if they could actually be bothered. It was like proper north of Edinburgh, really, and I was like, no, I can't do 17 hours for.
The thing is, in normal conditions, you'd probably be better off flying up there because you could take that as a carrier. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'd be a lot easier decision to make than having to actually drive that fucker. Yeah, definitely.
It was like 360 miles.
Yeah, because it would fit in a suitcase. So
you could
pay for pay for luggage.
So I was a bit like, I'd have snapped that up if I could have got there within a couple of hours. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I would. Days, I do. I would love to get one, but I won't pay the going rate is. No, definitely.
No, definitely.
Right, shall we move on?
Yeah, yeah. Ah, so this was a strange announcement by Blitzway.
Yeah.
They're going to start doing Men in Black International figures. The first thing I noticed was that they haven't really put the bird on it. They put Liam Neeson. Well, what's meant to be Liam Neeson, but that does not look like Liam Neeson.
No.
Why? It wasn't a good film.
I haven't seen it, but it looks shit.
It didn't get very good reviews. I mean, I've seen it. It was all right. It weren't the worst thing I've ever seen by a long stretch, but it just seems that just as everyone has forgotten about it, they've gone, here you go. If they turn around and said we're going to redo the normal Men in Black figures from the first couple, then yeah.
Why is he called High T?
Oh, that's just his name, innit?
Shit, they're normally all agents, something like.
He's the head of the international branch. So he's I mean, there's just nothing really good to say about.
I don't. I enjoyed the originals, but then most of that was built around the Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. They were great, but
After Men in Black 2, it's just not worth watching.
No, not at all. So good luck with that. But and here he is again.
Yeah, statue price has also risen, and the postage on these pieces makes them.
And you've got a much greater risk of damage, haven't you, on a statue than a figure.
Better keep me busy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Everything I get goes into bits within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is Mars Toys again. This is their Ninja Master. This will set you back £90 at Q3 this year. I quite like this, and this is what I mean about them looking at what's popular, what people want. And they've gone for it. So this for £90 is a decent pickup. I'd get one. It would go great with my Dark Knight stuff. I think the head sculpt's reasonable. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's the best in the world. It would be nice to have the little half mask. Do you know those half masks they wear in it?
Yeah.
So what they are airsoft masks with the visor taken off.
Okay.
I used to have one when I used to play airsoft, and I was like, I recognise that. So yeah, this is for £90. This is a must have.
Yeah.
Assuming that they're a decent company and on their up and up.
Would you not rather have him in the in his ninja outfit from the
No, so I've got the Pop Toy Shadow Ninja.
Right.
So I got it without the head sculpts. It was a bit cheaper.
Oh, so they've already done. Somebody's already done that version.
Pop Toys have, yeah. And all I've done is I've put the Bruce Wayne from the DX head sculpt in.
Yeah.
So this would be really good to go with that, because I've got the option then to have him in the suit and have him.
Yeah,
have him on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think like Ryan says, it's a must-have. Particularly if you love the Dark Knight trilogy, like I do. So I'll do that. And this was they call this the fourth party for some.
Yeah, we were laughing about that earlier. Why it's not third party? But maybe they've got the wrong end of the stick on that. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is the Armoured Warrior. So we all know it's War Machine, and this is out October, £161. So I can see this getting sold out like that. Obviously, we don't know the quality, and obviously the pictures are probably the Hot Toy version.
What version is it? Having said that, I can't tell the difference between them.
I've no idea. They all look the fucking same.
And that's the only picture I could get, so it's a bit crap and blurry.
Yeah, I know. And this was the issue we had when they did the that third party Mark 7, was it?
Yes, yeah.
The initial photos were very, very sparse. So I'm guessing in the next couple of months we're going to start seeing more pictures.
Yeah.
Decent price on it.
Yeah.
It all depend, but again, it's a bit of a risk, because again, you probably won't get your deposit back if it goes tits up. So yeah, it all depends what it's like when it comes out.
Yep. Right, here we are. We're on to the biggie.
So these are all out at the same time. So we've got the Whiplash at 339. We've got the Iron Man, fucking terrible Iron Man, for 359. We've got Ragnarok Stan Lee for 266, and we've got the Spider-Man 2099 black suit for 297. So straight off the bat, I don't understand Whiplash. It looks someone put side by side with the first release, identical. Didn't look any different, other than the fact they're going to reuse that same fucking base.
The Terminator one, yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looked exactly the same. So this is a reissue, right? All day long.
Yeah.
Reissue with a new stand, right? That's a reissue. I just don't get it, and I don't.
It's odd.
Someone. I didn't understand.
Who's
the choice.
after this that hasn't?
Fuck knows. So someone on the groups was saying that what they think is going to happen is that they're going to reissue the Iron Man suit to go with it. That they're going to suddenly bring out another one of those. Yeah, the Mark V. But I don't remember people clamouring for this figure when they released the diecast Mark V.
No.
It just. This is just such a. Why? What the fuck? Why? Like, no one's asking for this. If they turned around and went and gave you the armoured version.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, that's a bit more tasty. I could kind of understand that, but this is just bullshit. I do not understand this.
I mean, I don't mind the figure, but just why? It's an odd, very odd choice.
Yeah, I mean, it was all very Marvel centric, and it was all a bit why. I mean.
Yeah, why is it? I was going to say, why is it all Marvel? Are there going to be more? Are we going to have a Star Wars?
I was expecting some Star Wars in there, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's disappointing.
Yeah, and then this. I think this is probably my favourite comment. Hasbro Iron Man. I'd agree with that. It just does not look. Now, these hollow parts have been about in Hong Kong for years.
Right.
Because I remember Budget Stark had a set, and different companies have replaced different parts with clear plastic coloured parts that you would put into your Iron Man to make bits look holographic. They look okay, but it just doesn't like.
Not on a £350 figure.
No,
you don't want it looking.
It's still die cast.
Well,
so somewhere in there, there's some die cast apparently.
Well, I guess I'm assuming that the under bit is metal, and they're trying to kind of show off the inner workings of not only the suit itself, but what they've done to build it. But it's obviously plastic.
I'll be completely honest, and I'll probably get a load of shit in the comments for this, but I don't see the point in die cast. They're not full die cast figures.
No.
If they released a die cast and a plastic version, I think they side by side using the same standards and techniques they do now, I think they would look pretty much the same. They'd be identical, and I think people would go for the plastic version all day long. I know I would. Like, all right, they feel nice. They're a bit more weightier, but I'm not walking around with it in my hand. It's in the fucking display case. Like, give me an updated.
And it just adds to it's got to add a lot of cost to it as well.
It just seems pointless to me.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's bare metal. It's all painted. So, you paint metal or you paint plastic. It's the fucking same.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be bothered with it from this point of view. I think that metal works really well with all the coup models, the knights and things like that. Because that is trying to replicate a real suit of armor. But I think with these, it's a comic book character. You're not trying to recreate a real life piece of armor.
I think even when you look at like knights and stuff like that, the paint techniques we've got now, the technology we've got, you can make it look like it's metal. It doesn't have to be metal.
No.
Don't get me wrong, chainmail and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
chainmail,
100%.
yeah,
That's got to
yeah.
be, you know, for that to look good, it's got to be metal.
Yeah.
But plate armor, it doesn't need to be metal.
It doesn't need to be, and I think, you know, at least with them, with like the crew model stuff, they're charging 200 quid.
Yeah.
You know, so you feel like you're getting something, but when it's almost twice that,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's not good.
no. So,
no. So what's the next slide?
Mr. Stanley.
This
weird.
is probably the only one I like, if I'm honest.
It's
The only
also
one I actually thought,
yeah, but it's also really weird.
Not the only one I like, because I quite like the Spider-Man, but it's a weird choice. But I think I said many episodes ago, Stan Lee could be the new Spider-Man. If you think about every single time
they do every one of his. He's got 23 of them, I suppose. That's how many. Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing most of them, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised a third-party company hasn't done it, because a lot of it's fairly simple. You know, if you had him as as the mailman and stuff like that, that's a piece of piss to do, and people would buy it.
They would, yeah.
And this, to be fair, what was the price on it? It wasn't groundbreaking, 266. So when you look at how much we're paying for some other figures, and like I say, that's first batch, day one, way over the odds price. So you will get it cheaper somewhere else. This doesn't offend me in the slightest. I think this was actually a bit of a curveball, and I quite like it.
Yeah,
it is a bit of a why, but on the whole, I think they should have done some more DC. They should have done some Star Wars, and this should have been maybe the Marvel selection for it.
Yeah, I'm disappointed if that's all there'll be. You know, because there's more than just Marvel fans out there, and you know, there are some fairly important Star Wars characters that we haven't got that we're waiting for.
But then I'd be pissed off if like Endor Han.
Was a Toy Fair exclusive, and you couldn't get hold of it.
Han was Orlando. Like you'd be like, for fuck's sake.
Yes. So
I kind of get it, but I mean, I quite like this.
I think it's good that they're prepared to, you know, put out something that's a bit off the beaten track kind of thing. You know, it's good, and it's quite good that in the year where you can't get a haircut, you can buy your own little space barber.
I'd agree with that, Danny. They're definitely going to milk every Stanley.
Yeah. Okay, and then we've got the last one.
So this I don't mind too much. It's another Spider-Man suit. Making it a Toy Fair exclusive when they've already released a load of these suits kind of seems a little bit mean-spirited. I don't think it's worth 297 quid in the slightest.
No.
I like the suit, and it's one that people had been asking for since they started doing the suits.
Okay.
This is a good point, Dan. Maybe they will save the Star Wars exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con. Everyone says the Star Wars stuff doesn't sell in Asian market. Yeah, you've got a point.
Yeah.
You've got a point. Yeah. It's not that popular over there, so they might. And, Marvel's way more popular over there, so that kind of makes sense.
And the thing is, you can get. I mean, I think in years gone by, these were more difficult to get hold of. You had to be there. You had to know someone that was going to be there. But now you can get them. You just got to be able to. You've got to be prepared to pay. The money for them.
I think with the con exclusives and stuff like this, they have to pay full whack. They have to pay for it all in one. It's not a case of someone queues up, gets a ticket, and they go back in a year, whatever. They pay full whack. So if Toys Wonderland have, say, 50 of these in stock, they've had to go out and pay full price for 50. So that's probably why these end up being a bit more expensive as well. Because the resellers, they're not putting down a deposit on something and then paying it and coining the extra.
No.
They are paying full whack early doors for it. But I mean, this one, it is what it is. I quite like the suit. It's another Spider-Man. I think it being an exclusive is a little bit. Probably this could have been a regular release, and then you wouldn't have the inflated price tag. But
Never played the game. Doesn't mean anything to me. But no.
But no, I think that the exclusives this year haven't been terrific. I think that's fair to say. I think everyone's a little bit disappointed. I think if you're a Marvel fan, then happy days, all the power to you. But it would be nice to see a little bit of DC in there and maybe a few bits of Star Wars. But like Danny says, they're going to go with what sells.
Hopefully,
Ultimately, it makes sense.
End of this month, wouldn't it? Would have been, so we should see some stuff coming out fairly soon. Yeah, it'd be good. I hope there's some good Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. So, upcoming TV, films, games, and all that type of shite. Hang on, we've got one last comment. The figure's nice looking, but the fact it comes with bare minimum switch out hands and wears without anything creative like the camera or pizza, like the Scarlet Spider, makes it boring release. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair point. You've got a fair bit with other releases, and yet the exclusive comes with less. Which the black looks plain. Wish they would have added web capes like in the comics. Yeah, that's a good point. The web capes were pretty cool. Right, so we had the PS5 announcement in the last couple of weeks, which was pretty good, to be fair. There's two versions of the console, one digital, one with a disc. The disc drive is a 4K disc drive, so happy days.
Yeah.
They look a bit router-ish or fan-like.
Yeah, they're odd.
And I don't think there's not been a price as of yet. There's been leaks, but they haven't been confirmed.
They talk about what, $450.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think when the PS3 came out, I paid £500.
Oh yeah, they were very expensive. And it was all still that cell processor, wasn't it?
And the Blu-ray player.
Yeah. I think. But the PS4 wasn't that much. I can't remember what I paid for mine, but
PS4 when I got that on launch was
400.
£400, I think, with a game.
Probably about 400. Yeah.
So, I mean, I perhaps would have liked to see this delayed from the end of the year to next year.
Yeah.
Because coming out this year at Christmas time, it's probably going to be one of the only times that a PlayStation console comes out and I'm not going to get it on launch. But, the digital version, I think, is a waste of time at the moment until the digital platforms take off a bit more. I mean, they've got their version of Game Pass that the Xbox has, but it's not as good. There's not really a great deal on there.
No.
And no matter what, I mean, I've got quite a good internet connection and it always struggled. But yet everything I do on the Xbox was fine. So it would be nice to see if these take off like the PS4 does, because that fucking fan is insanely loud. I don't really play my PlayStation 4 anymore because of how loud the fan is on the Pro. It just puts me off.
Oh, you got the Pro. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there, like Spider-Man was really good. But you'd have to turn it up to drown out the fan. Which isn't great when everyone's
upstairs. If you're trying to play it late at night,
Yeah, but my Xbox, hardly hear a peep out of it. I've got is it an X? Whatever the 4K one is. And
Xbox One
S
or an X.
S or an X.
Is it white or black?
Black.
Yeah, you got the X.
I mainly bought that for the 4K player, but I've now, the Game Pass on that is fantastic, so that's sorted me out for ages. I'm quite looking forward to this. We had some pretty good games announced. There was a bit of a kerfuffle around Spider-Man because they showed the Miles Morales. Everyone assumed it was a new game. It isn't. It's a remaster of the last version,
right?
And then that's an add-on pack, which was a little bit like, okay, depending on how big the add-on pack is. But
yeah,
I mean, I will probably pick up a PS5 at some point, but from everything I've seen, the graphics look good, but
I don't know where I stand on it at the moment because I very rarely game now. I could justify in my head that I could buy one to get a second 4K disc player in the house because I've got an Xbox One S, but we haven't got one in the other room. So that would be my really pathetic, justification for spending 450 quid on another player.
But then you can pick up a player cheaper than that, or you just buy another Xbox, wouldn't you?
You can. So I would be using it as an excuse to go, well, I want to have it just in case there's like a killer game, but I just don't. Yeah, I fear my gaming days may be over. I'm now nearer 50 than 40. And I suppose it's got to stop someplace. And the fact that I've hardly played any games for the last 2-3 years, I can't really justify unless the boy, wants to get one, and then we'll, maybe sort of say I don't know. I probably won't be getting one on launch, but I wouldn't rule out getting one at some point. But
I've always played games, and I've always had one of each console.
Yeah.
And my boy, he's very. I have to keep explaining to him that because he's only 7, like he's lucky.
Yeah.
We've got a Switch, a PlayStation 4, and an Xbox.
Yep.
So he can play whatever he likes. The only thing we don't have is a PC because I'm not going down. I'm not jumping down that.
But at his age, is unlikely to be anything that he can't play on the 3 consoles.
No. So, and I've always, like I said, I've always had all the consoles, and I'm predominantly a console gamer. And this is probably the first time where I'm not jumping on something on launch. I do play a fair bit, mainly with him. Like we play a lot together. We play a lot of the Lego games and stuff. Like that.
I play on the Switch with my son. But terms of. And
I tend to pick up the big AAA games now. I don't really delve into games as much as I used to. But like I say, stuff like Game Pass and that has really opened gaming back up for me because there's games on there that aren't old. They're you get. I mean, Red Dead Redemption has just been added on there, so that can keep me busy for hours and hours.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's plenty on there, and it's opened me up to a few more like indie type games, more games I can play with him. So it's been pretty good. So it would be interesting to see if Sony adopts something similar, because like I say, their current version, their answer to that isn't very good.
No,
it's a lot of playing the games online. It doesn't really, no matter how good your connection is, it doesn't really work.
No.
I mean, you can download stuff and play it, but
we've been playing Minecraft Dungeons.
Yes, we have as well.
It's really good. It's just like the link to Minecraft is fairly arbitrary. It's the same sort of, but it's a great old school, gauntlet type whack 'em up, isn't it?
We got all the way up to the last, we think is the last boss. We got all the way to his castle. The little dickhead pops up and he just wipes the floor with you.
Oh, you haven't killed him?
No, and when you look at the recommended level, we're like miles above it. But he just pops up, goes. And you're like,
well, you kill him, and then something even worse turns up. The key to it is just try and save all your arrows and do it all. Do it all from afar, because as soon as you get near them. But we just bought the DLC pack, £5 for an extra couple of islands, and there's all secret locations in all the other ones. So I've really enjoyed it.
But that's why I like Xbox's Game Pass. As soon as that came out, it was straight on Game Pass. So if you subscribed, you just got it.
I see. You're playing it on Xbox. Oh, we're playing it on Switch. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've had it before where I've been on the PlayStation, looking on the PlayStation Store, and my boy's gone, oh, well, that game looks good. And I go, hang on. I turn on the Xbox, go to Game Pass and go, right.
And it's already on there.
Yeah, it's already on there. We can just download it. It's like Minecraft is on Xbox, on Games Pass, and he loves that. I dread the day where it comes off Games Pass and I actually have to buy it.
Oh, I know. I mean, Minecraft has been a godsend for this lockdown. I mean, once he's done finished his schooling in the morning, that's normally his afternoon is Minecraft.
Yeah, same here. And the stuff he makes. And now, because he used to just play creative. Yeah, well, he used to just play creative all the time. Now he's going, I want to do survival. So I play with him on survival, and he's like, no, Daddy, you don't do it like that. You need to make this and craft this. Then he spends ages on his iPad watching these videos of people playing it and crafting stuff. And honest to God, all he does from the moment he gets up to the moment he goes to bed is talk about fucking Minecraft.
I know.
If I have to hear about Ender dragons and
mate, illagers, pillagers.
Yeah, dickheads and all sorts. It's unreal.
It's a different one. It's just I'm with you. I mean, my boy's 10, so he's not going to grow out of it. You got this for years to come.
No.
And like everything you say is, oh, that's just like Minecraft, and you're like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing like Minecraft.
Yeah. He's on it. And,
bizarre,
yeah, and that's the thing. And the thing is, I'll spend like a fucking fortune on this thing, and then all I'll do is have him playing Minecraft on it.
Yeah.
Or
But
all
I'm
I'll be
loving
doing is doing what I've done with the current generation. So I've
Yeah.
got the most powerful games consoles in the world, and all I do is play fucking remastered PS3 games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Is
it.
this backwards compatible for PS4 games? Off a disc?
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Meant to be. And apparently, if you
Which is one up on the PS4 because obviously you couldn't play the PS3 discs.
Yeah. So the only thing, so the new Xbox consoles have got this like upgrade program. So whatever you buy, you will always play the most relevant copy.
Yep. That's good,
PlayStation haven't announced anything similar as of yet.
Okay. So if they remake,
Yo.
How old is that photo?
Fresh faced.
Yeah, isn't he? Yeah, that's good because obviously when the PS4 came out, they ended up remaking a lot of stuff, didn't they? Grand Theft Auto 5, Last of Us.
So that was another thing. Grand Theft Auto 5. Apparently, you get a copy of that with this. Another remaster of an already remastered game.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Grand Theft Auto 5, and I put out hundreds of hours into the PS3 version until the day my PS3 melted and just gave up.
Yeah,
I was quite upset because I was going for like platinum and I didn't have a lot left to do.
Yeah.
And then but you couldn't use that save game in the PS4 one, and I could not bring myself to start from scratch again.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened with me.
Yeah, and it was quite heartbreaking at the time. But
yeah. So that was
right.
the
What have we got?
PS5.
Yeah,
and then we have the best rumor I've ever heard in my
I hope it's
life.
true.
It needs to be. So Keaton, he's in talks to return as Batman in the new Flashpoint film. Please let it be true. This would be amazing if he did. And they've kind of already opened the door for it, oddly enough, with the CW TV show. So the CW TV show, The Flash, they had like a Flashpoint kind of Crisis on Infinity Earths event, and they actually went into the Keaton universe, and you saw newspapers about the Batman and stuff.
really?
Like that. And they were only there for like a split second, and you saw the Keaton newspapers and stuff like that. And then you've also got at the end of the episode, the Justice League Flash met the CW Flash.
Okay.
So they're all kind of connected in a way, and they're all, DC have been quite good with the whole multiple Earths. So they're all existing alongside each other. But this would be fantastic, particularly if we get like an older.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
like
an older Keaton. If
Dark Knight Returns kind of.
Really well, even if it's like that, or even if it's like what was it?
Titans.
No, not Titans. The future Batman. Batman
Beyond. Yeah.
If it's like Batman Beyond, there's some DC, if they get this right, and I think what I like about it is it's almost like they've gone, okay, for a while we're trying to be kind of copying the Avengers and trying to capture some of that fame, but it's almost like now they've gone, right, fuck that, it's not working, we're going to go off and do our own thing in our own direction. And, like getting Ben Affleck back as Batman and having multiple Batman and realising that that's fine. Like, if you look at the DC comics and you look at the animated films, there has been multiple Batmen because they like I say, the Infinity Earth type scenario they have is brilliant, and it really this needs to happen because it would be brilliant if it did.
Did you watch the? Have you seen any of the Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff? That was the cross-platform thing from the
The
TV
CW
show.
one.
Yeah,
Yes, the only one I didn't watch
it was the Batwoman one, wasn't it? Was because we don't have that in this country. Is that
We
right?
have now.
Okay.
I think it's out now. So I've seen a few of them, and the only one I need to watch now is the one with the multiple Supermen.
Was it? Oh, so you haven't seen Brandon Routh yet?
No, I've seen clips and
Oh,
stuff.
you just
and
don't know
think
what he was, how he came across.
I've seen clips. I've seen the clips of him in it. And
Okay,
he came across
yeah.
really well. The only thing that I was a little bit like, was when they went to the Smallville Earth,
Right.
and he's just given up his powers, and you just think all people wanted that had watched Smallville was just to see him in the suit, see him be Superman. And there's also a continuing run of comics about Smallville.
Oh, it's just the guy that played him originally, is it?
Yeah. And now you kind of know how that ends. You kind of think it was just a bit of a. That was the bit I was really looking forward to, because at the time I was going back through watching Smallville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure if it's on the show sheet. I think it was on and it came off, but I just thought I'd just leave it in just to.
Yeah,
say
so
that.
So there's going to be a Sherlock Holmes 3, with Robert Downey Jr. And I, for one, am quite looking forward to it. There was a little trailer. What was it? A trailer or like a little tease? And it was him sitting in an armchair, really. But
that's it. Yeah.
Now, I really like the first two films.
Yeah.
I think they're really, really good. I think he makes a fantastic Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to this. Now, the little trailery thing they showed said December.
Right.
That seemed.
I doubt that. Yeah, and we've got stuff that should have come out months ago that's going to be hitting, November, December. So yeah, it's
So
I think
I doubt December. But...
No, and I think obviously we shouldn't feel sorry for Mr. Junior, because he's a very rich man, and he's done several films since since Endgame, and they might have been total shite, but he's obviously made a lot of money from them. But I think he's probably lost a bit of his identity and status by the death of Iron Man, and he needs something to kind of jumpstart. And he's done a couple of, I've not seen them, but he's done Doolittle and something else, and I understand they're not being very good. So to get his teeth back into something that he's done, a good job of a couple of films prior, is probably a good thing for him, just to get him kind of back on the. It's a bit like Eddie Murphy, isn't he? He made all those great films in the 80s, great characters, and then he just turned into like a really naff like kids film, So
yeah. I hope the same doesn't happen to him, because he is a good actor.
Yeah, he's quality.
Great films.
Yeah,
it'd be nice. It's nice to he goes back and revisits it, and And if you think about not just the Iron Man films, but the Avengers, the Spider-Man films, he popped up in most of the Marvel films in some way or another. So it's nice to see the other things he can do as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And like I say, these were very good films. So
I really enjoyed them, and I think they were very, very different. A kind of a nice contrast with the BBC stuff that was coming out at the same time.
They were a bit more big budget. And
definitely more hands on and fisticuffs and stuff.
So I obviously last show we spoke a bit about The Evil Dead.
Because I watched it not the first time, but for many, many years, and enjoyed it.
It got me in the mood to watch it again, and I thought, I've got them on Blu-ray. Let's see how much they are on 4K, and I was shocked. I think not so much the standard release, so that this was £20, not a problem. So I picked it up, bought it, delivered the next day. Happy days. I thought, I wonder how much the steelbook is. Fuck me in the arse. I think that was about 80 odd quid for the steelbook, and I was like. No,
so
it looked very nice, but I'm not a steelbook collector, so I was like, no.
Presumably that's not from a resale, because they've sold out and people are selling them at massively inflated prices on the aftermarket. That does happen with the steelbooks.
Yeah, so I looked on Amazon and I looked on eBay and they were about 80 quid. But I'm always a little bit dubious with 4K stuff anyway, as to how much better it actually looks. So, but like new stuff, hands down, it looks better, not a problem. Older programs though, I'm very much on the board, on the line with it, because you get it on 4K, you get it on 1080p, and when you actually look at it side by side, sometimes the difference is marginal. Like I've had a few older TV programs and films in 4K, and you kind of go, yeah, unless they properly spend the time like they did with Star Wars.
This is the thing. I mean, how good is the master? The 4K scan. And
so I was pleasantly surprised with this about how noticeably clearer it was. But they all suffer from the same problem of a film in the 80s where you could get away with a lot because the camera, the pitch quality wasn't great.
Like when strings and things and.
Yeah, when you suddenly have it in glorious 4K, you tend to notice things a lot more.
Yeah.
Particularly some of the stopgap animation and stuff like that. But on the whole, it was really good. It was really well done. And there's a couple more added extras and stuff in there which was quite handy. But a lot of that was in French. There was a lot of French documentaries. So it turns out the French fucking love The Evil Dead. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So have you looked into it at all to see what master it used and when they did it and stuff like that?
I haven't gone that nerdy in it, to be fair.
It's interesting though, because at least you get an idea about whether or not. Because I think on the whole, from my experience of 4K, that most of the studios do actually put quite a lot of effort in, and most of them are proper new 4K scans. They're not trying to fob you off with a new restoration. They're not trying to fob you off with an upgraded 1080p kind of thing. And I think on the whole, as you say, they look better. You got to realise that an older, lower budget film, as long as they use good film stock, it will look good. But as you say, the special effects are the bit where you kind of, okay, all right, I'm going to notice the makeup's a little bit shoddy and stuff. But
like when you look at the difference, the jump between when we were watching stuff on VHS to DVD, it was like, oh fucking hell, it's amazing.
Oh yeah,
and then diminishing. Then we went from DVD to Blu-ray. It was like, fucking kill me now. This is perfect. I find the jump between Blu-ray to 4K isn't as impressive.
No, it's always going to be a law of diminishing returns, and the move to 8K will be negligible for most people, because unless you've got a display that's 85 inches or more, you won't notice the difference.
Because I remember getting the Bond box set from all on Blu-ray. I was watching Dr. No in 1080p, and I was like, this looks like it was recorded yesterday. I was really
and that's the thing, because that would have been filmed on decent quality, probably 35mm film. You do a proper scan of that, they look amazing, like they were made yesterday. But I mean, VHS to DVD was huge, not just from the picture quality, but the fact that you didn't have a bloody tape that could get chewed up. The more you watched it, the worse the quality got, as it degraded over time. Blu-ray was amazing. I remember like Casino Royale was one of the first I got for the with the PS3, and I just couldn't believe how good it looked.
In fact, it was that good and stood out, and the picture quality was that great that I remember the scene where he's like climbing up the crane. It was
that's
the first
the one,
time, where you could properly go. I didn't remember James Bond was ginger. Like the stuntman was like completely different, and it really stood out. But I never remembered in the cinema going, that don't look right.
No, because the cinema wouldn't have been as good quality, and I think you get a more subtle experience with 4K. I mean, I do notice it, and you've also, it's not just the resolution, but you've got the HDR and the height. So there's more detail, there's more richness in the picture. It's not the must-have that Blu-ray was from DVD and DVD before to VHS, but
definitely.
It's nice to have, but I think 8K, I'm not interested in that.
So there's been a big. This is something I've noticed loads lately, and in fact, I can't be the only one who's picked this up, because Justin from Justin's Collection actually put a video up about 6 Scale Network today, along the same kind of lines of the amount of posts. Now, customer service posts, there's so many of them. They are all fucking pointless. So I've noticed it a lot on pretty much every single group, but there's certain groups where, for a start, like let your geek sideshow.
What
most
is that?
people on there. So it's a sideshow run Facebook group.
Okay,
the mods are something to do with sideshow.
Right. Oh, okay.
They don't allow you to post anything modified or customed.
Right.
But some of the stuff on there is all right. So I kind of join it and keep an eye on it. It's amazing the amount of these posts on there, particularly, where they don't know the difference between Sideshow and Hot Toys. A Hot Toys release is always Sideshow because they bought it from Sideshow. So you see loads of posts on there going, why have Sideshow released this Iron Man? Why have Sideshow released this? And you think, well, they haven't. They've sold you it, but they've not fucking released it. So that gets on my tits beyond all belief. And then you get people on there, when you say, that's nothing to do with them, or, you shouldn't worry about that. You get people then throw the whole Sideshow, Sideshow released it, Sideshow should have known. You're like, don't try and fucking tell me about it when you don't even know the fucking makes the figure.
Well, it's confusing because they make their own figures, but they sell other people's figures. I mean,
Yeah, but we can all read. We all know what's fucking written on the box.
Clearly not.
No. And then the amount of posts. So this particular one caught my eye, and I thought I've got to share it. So this bloke had a chip on his Iron Man underneath one of the panels, one of the removable panels, and he was asking, should he take it back? No, just fucking get a life and move on. So like I said, Justin today put a video up saying that on 6 Scale Network, if it is a customer service question, it will just be taken down, because if it's a customer service question, you have a fault with your product. You want to know how long shipping is. You want to know if you're going to get charged. If you're going to start to get charged import tax and this sort of stuff. That's customer service. That's something you just go to the person selling it. You don't go onto a fucking group and start asking that type of shit, because it's pointless. People don't know. You're only going to get opinion, not going to get fact. It's absolute fucking ludicrous.
Like
and the amount
audience,
of them I see, the amount of people going, oh, this seems. Best one I had the other day was some bloke had a Michael Jackson figure, complete with kiddie fiddling accessories, and the leg on it was slightly loose, and I was like, it's probably a screw. Pop the leg off, tighten it up. Oh, it's not really that easy to take that off. No, it fucking is super easy. I know, because I've done it hundreds of fucking times. It is easy. And the guy was like, I don't know if I should return it or not. And I'm like, you are the reason this hobby's going down the fucking drain. Like, really? You bought a 10-year-old figure and the fucking leg's a little bit loose and you want to fucking kick it back? Don't be a cunt all your life.
No, that's the problem. Is that people? I get that people pay a lot of money for stuff and they expect it to come pristine. But I mean, you need to get a life if you're looking at something that is under a panel. You've got a serious, you've got an issue there if you can't look at that figure and not enjoy it because you know that there's a scratch under a panel. You need to talk to someone about that. That's a problem. That's an issue.
And the amount of people that then, my stock response is, what did they say when you spoke to the company? And they go, oh, I haven't yet. Fuck you. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know what they would say. If it is a defect, they are obliged to replace it, or would they just go, "You're having a laugh, mate? Come on."
So I know with Sideshow they have they have this reasonable wear and tear statement that they throw out sometimes. So they would probably just say that's a reasonable wear and tear, and probably leave it at that. And then the last one that caught my eye, and this was absolute dickhead scumbag move was a guy in the groups that we've dealt with hundreds of times. Really nice guy. He traded his one full fader for 2 6-scale figures. The guy then messed around shipping and then said, "Oh, I'm going to send you a free gift. I'm going to send you a Funko Pop." And the Funko Pop was pretty much the only thing that fucking turned up. He started ignoring messages and shit like that, and he got blasted on all over the groups. And then the guy finally refunded. Did he refund or no? I think he sent it back.
I'm not sure. I was going to ask you if there'd been an update on
I think he got his Vader back in the end. He sent it back after he was like called out in all the groups, and a lot of admin got on him and said, "What's going on? We're going to kick you out." And it definitely stank of being caught with your hands in the till.
Well, I hope they still kicked him out anyway. But
I think they all did. So this guy's like blacklisted everywhere now. It was not cool at all.
I mean, it's not the play. I mean, there's no call for this at all, and I know that eBay is rife with this stuff. But don't fuck about on the groups and do it, because you shouldn't be in these groups if you're not. I mean, there's a lot of cunts on the groups, but most people are there because we enjoy a hobby, and we're trying to do each other a favour. And I mean,
it does highlight the importance of getting references and stuff when you're going to trade. Like, I only really trade with people I've dealt with before and that I know. I've done a few random trades with random people, but it's never been anything too expensive. And as we're looking at the prices skyrocketing as well, you really need references. And at the end of the day as well, you need to be prepared that even if you're posting something to the other side of the country, you've still got this cunt's address. Drive
exactly.
up there, and it gets to the point where you get the police involved and stuff like that.
Because I think I've only traded. I think I traded a couple of figures with you, and one with Dale. That's it. So I was 100% that.
A fair bit of trading. To be fair, I think people sometimes.
They did. Brian says they threatened to drive to his house as they got his. Yeah, they were going to send a posse up there.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so his address got posted, and people were going to drive up there, and all of a sudden he shit his pants.
It's like,
sent it back. Yeah. So I don't normally agree with airing your dirty linen, but in this case it was 100% called for. Got him in the right place. But I mean, it's just a bit of a cautionary tale. Be careful you trade with. References at the end of the day, chuck a post up. Has anyone dealt with so and so before?
Yeah, and if I mean, we've dealt with quite a lot of people. So if any of you, drop us a message or whatever and say, "Do you know this guy?" Then we can probably vouch for quite a lot of people that we've dealt with over the years, and and that's a good thing about the obviously the CW community. Although for us it's maybe not so great because a lot of it's US based. But that's meant to be a kind of group where that people on there are going to be like decent people to deal with, and you're not going to get screwed over. Yeah,
we don't generally part with any shit in there, do we?
No.
Which is quite handy.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, there's always going to have the bad element and people thinking they can, extort people, but there's quite a bit of people power in some of these groups, and people need to be careful.
Yeah, definitely. So, custom corner. So, I have a new little toy. Here we go. That's this one. Reminds me of the guy Zach bought in one of the shows that wanted to return a Batman armory to the seller because it had a minuscule stuff.
Oh, that's it.
Yes, yeah.
On the back of the base, I mean...
Yeah, unfucking real. I mean, if anyone listened to Ox After Dark, that's probably not the weirdest thing that's ever happened to Zach. He was asked for some arse photos from a guy who got him a figure once. For a Darth Vader. So, hashtag Annie arse, really.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was lovely. When I woke up this morning, they were still recording, and then I went on for a bit and listened, and then got this wonderful story about how Zach whores himself out for figures. So, that did make me laugh.
I should have to listen to that.
I mean, that was when he collected smaller scale, so now he's on to 6 scale and stuff. It's probably all dick pics.
You got to move up. I mean, you got to move it up a level.
Mucky bastard. He loves it. So I picked up a Iron Man a while ago, and I weathered it. So it was already came weathered. Someone already had a stab at it, and they put a wash over it and fucked about a bit, put some dents in it and scratches. And like I've said many times, I can't live well enough alone, and I stripped it off, redid it. But the silver on it was always a bit dull and a bit shitty. And if you remember, Zach has that paint black 3.0, like the blackest black you'll ever see.
Yeah.
So that's done by a company called Culture Hustle, and they do all kinds of paints. And one thing that they did and released was this mirror finish paint. It's all based, and I really like it. I've got a bit carried away myself with it.
Yeah, you like looking around and what can I paint with this?
Silver that I can paint.
Yes.
So it's super shiny, gives you like a mirror finish. So it gives you a very, very good chrome-like finish. So I started with the mole heads I paint, doing the earring.
Okay.
Doing a little dab of it on that. So it looks like an actual stud instead of just the flattish silver that Hot Toys use, and it came out really well. And then I thought, I've got War Machine sitting there, and he's looking a bit
flat,
dull, flat. So I thought, I'll give it a go on that. Now, it being oil-based, now I was a painter and decorator for years, so I've worked with oil-based paint for quite some time. So I know how quick it dries and what you've got to do with it. This stuff is super quick at drying, and if you don't use a soft brush, you will get brush marks. So I fucked up the face on this a little bit. Now, when I first did this, it was all super, super shiny, and it was great. Like, this is so for £35, this is what you get, right? But it is, goes a really long way, and I think you can see on the camera. So that's where I spilled it down the side. Yeah. And that's the normal silver. So it is super shiny, super reflective and chrome-like. So on the Iron Man, on the War Machine, all the silver parts I redid with it, and it was super, super shiny. So what I then did was did a black wash over it to make it all fucking dirty, and it came up really well. That seemed to have stuck on that, and that was fine. Happy days. I've now started doing my Django, and I've started to notice that if I push my thumb into it a little bit to put stuff on, it tends to start to come off, and you get like a flat patch.
Yeah.
And I fucked the helmet up a little bit where it's not as easy to apply. So I need to keep working on it and keep fucking about with it. But I really like the stuff. I think when we look at bits that we want silver and that we want chromed, for 30 odd quid, it's worth picking some up. You just clean it all out with white spirit, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Culture Hustle's worth looking out for paints and stuff, because they do all kinds. They do glow in the dark paints and all sorts. So
they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're mainly like proper artists, but I'm becoming more and more au fait with some of the stuff they do, and they've got some really interesting bits. It's just scaling it down to the stuff that we do.
Okay.
But on the whole, well worth it. And we're experimenting now with sealing it, because if you just spray it with a gloss varnish, it dulls it down. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So you end up getting back to that kind of Hot Toys Sideshow silver finish, which is great, but
not really worth the effort.
No, what's the point of painting?
Yeah.
So if I was doing a repair on something, fine. But if I wanted it to be a bit more shiny. And the annoying thing is, when you take photos, like these photos were taken with my camera on my phone, so it doesn't really pick it up.
No.
But when I took some photos with my decent camera, it really does show it up a bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. I think that's about all I've really been working on, apart from fucking Darth Maul heads. You see them all lined up in the back.
Yeah, you kind of half wishing that you'd never offered that as a service, aren't you?
I like doing them because they're fun to do, and I can do 2 in a day, because it is just black and red, and like I say, a little dot of silver. So I've done 5, including my 2 over the last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad I'm now moved on to Lando and a few other bits. But
Yay, Lando.
Yep, so I was going to say to you, Lando and all his hands and that are all up. I've started doing those, so
Lovely.
that should finally be done soon. And then I've got a few Ahsoka bits to do, and then yeah, I can ship some stuff back off to Sean in the States.
Is the other head finished that were coming my way with that, or you got some work left to do on that one, the secret one?
That's done.
Oh,
That's
brilliant!
done,
okay,
finished, sorted. So it's just the Lando that
Nice
I've got
one,
to
mate.
finish for you with
Cool.
the hands,
Yep,
and then that
brilliant.
will come over to you.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we might have to have a chat about that because there might be a way we can sort some postage out.
Yes, yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But yeah, so
Cool, nice.
I think I've probably got another. Yeah, I've got. To be fair, I've got a fair bit to crack on with. More keeps coming in, and then the other week, our man Indigo has said he's going to do another run of the fantastic V3 Indy.
Yeah.
I chucked a post up on my page, Dark Side Customs, because the amount of times I get asked, "Can I buy one of these from you? Can I buy one of these from you?" And I keep saying I just do paint work. So you know, and where can I get one from? You'll have to talk to Indigo and see if you can get hold of one. But yeah, luckily he's doing another run. So
yeah. The love for Indy is strong.
Yeah, I mean, I am tempted to pick up another one.
Yeah. Quite expensive, though, aren't they?
$120 was it $120 or $125?
$125. I mean, it does include shipping. But
Yeah, so about £100.
yeah.
I mean, when we first started getting these, what were they? 70 quid?
60-ish, yeah, probably, 60.
I mean, when you see the V1 next to a V3, like, there is a considerable difference.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just the way that everything's going, I suppose. It's
yeah.
And obviously for yourself, because you're painting it yourself, that is the final cost.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
just
obviously, if you're then going to pay someone anywhere between 50 to 300 quid to paint it, then obviously it becomes a whole different thing.
Yeah, because I find that the price for paintwork really does vary.
Oh, it's massive. But I think that's no exaggeration what I just said there. 300 quid might be too low for some.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what.
mean, there's a few people, that are around the 40, 50 or quid mark at the moment that I know of. But yeah, as soon as you go up, and don't get me wrong, you pay for what you get. When you look at some of the absolutely fantastic paintwork that some people do, you can see why. I mean, if you go all the way up to, say, like Mark Simpson, Darren Carnell, there's a reason why actual companies ask them to paint prototypes and stuff.
But then they're
fantastic.
charging reasonable prices. Though. What I would say is a reasonable price. I mean, for what Mark does, it's an absolute steal. What I can't see is that people, and I'm not dissing their work because their work is fantastic, but there's Yelim Choi, Nathan Atkins, and I know that we're talking several £100 per head sculpt, and to me, I can't afford that, or I can't justify that for a single head sculpt. But there is such a range, and obviously, I suppose if you're paying 300-400 quid to have it painted, then you're not going to bulk it at being 100 quid to start with.
No.
But some people would just say, well, that's as much as a figure. Well, you can get many figures for that these days, but
because again, I think when you look at people that do it for, you can tell the people that do it for a living and those that do it for, like me, who just fuck about as hobby.
Yeah, but that is fine because there's a market for all of it, and there's always someone better than you. And you accept that in life in all aspects, and it all comes down to what do you want to pay for it. How amazing does it need? How often are you going to be looking at that thing from like 2 inches away?
I'd say one thing that always gets my back up, and I know people don't mean to, but whenever you do something for someone, send the photos all the way through. Then what I do is I will then send them decent photos with my decent camera, and then before I ship it, I take a couple more as I'm shipping it. And then what tends to happen is you might get a bit of fluff or something on the scope.
Yeah.
And then someone will get the lowest quality photo that you've supplied them, and they will just zoom in like and go, "Well, there's a tiny little mark there." And you go,
"Yeah,
no, that's a bit of dust. Like, look at the other photo.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
Or like I've had some real funny stuff come, like someone like with sculpts with purrs. So if it's got purrs in, what I tend to do is just take the eyes out,
right,
and then pop them back in when I'm done. It's just so much easier.
Yeah.
And then you'll get, oh, actually, the sculpt I sent you, the eyes were pointing the other way. Sorry, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't put them exactly back where they were positioned when it came to it.
Yeah, so I've had, and don't get me wrong,
hilarious.
some people apologise and go, yeah, I'm just a little bit OCD like that. And you're like,
yeah.
Oh, no. Do you know what? It's fine.
It is funny though, because I've taken pictures of figures for for sales posts or to send to someone, and I've gone in and I've looked at one and I've gone, oh, there's a bit of fluff on there, but I'm going to have to retake that because someone's going to say, oh, there's a mark on there. And they did that. It was something on eBay, and someone they weren't asked about it. They said, "Look, can you take some more pictures because it looks like there's a mark?" And it was just a bit of fluff that had stuck on it, and I went, blew it off, and it perfect. And
I've had people. So I will use a stick like this with a load of tape.
Yeah.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
It goes up inside the head. And obviously you can see there's tape, there's tissue. It is what it is. A lot of the time, that's the only way I can paint it is to have a stick and hold it. I can't hold the head because it all's off my hands and.
No, it's fairly. I mean, it's fairly normal.
It's wet. You need to hold it.
I think most people do. Yeah.
So I've had people who will go, oh, there's a bit of a mark now on the inside of my head.
Oh,
that was like pristine, and you're like, what?
Jesus.
What? What?
That's like someone
a bit of the tissue or something is like stuck on the inside, and I've had that a couple of times, and I'm like,
it's exactly that person. Stick, like, it's that person again with the Iron Man thing under the the flap. Because I mean, like I've had many indies painted by Mark Simpson, and you take the hat off, he's gone over the lines, but I couldn't give a shit because I'm never going to show him as a bald indie.
No.
The hat covers it.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to go.
And
Mark,
that's part of it because you've
gone over the line there.
Yeah. But I mean, I've had some real funny messages and people. And don't get me wrong, like I'm super grateful for everyone that sends me stuff to do because I love it. It keeps me in the hobby. It's the best part of the hobby for me is painting stuff up. But you do get some funny questions, and you get. I get people asking if they can buy heads off me, and I have to keep saying I just supply paint. I get a lot of I want to make this figure. Can you give me a price? And I'm like, I can. It's going to be expensive, but to get all that stuff is going to cost a fortune.
Yeah.
I get people wanting to trade for paint work quite a bit, which I don't mind. Not a problem.
No, you've done quite well over the years with that, haven't you?
Yeah. It's not an issue. I quite happily do it. But what you will sometimes get is someone who will just give you like photo after photo of loads of different heads. When you look at it, you go, well, those are all like fucking Hasbro heads. Like, what the fuck am I meant to do with those? Like, I don't need it. But yeah, it's funny. You get all kinds come through.
There's a question there from Ryan. Do you guys know if Untitled or Iris are doing another run? I believe both of them have said they will. I don't know any.
Silly if they didn't.
Yeah. I don't know any information on Untitled. I've seen it mentioned on some of the forums. Iris has always said that she'll do another run, depending on numbers. It was meant to be a run of 50. The original one, it ended up at 51 for some clerical error. But yeah, I believe because she also said that she'd do individual shirts and trousers and bits and pieces. So I would suggest that you just watch 1/6 Customs forums and you'll find it on there. But I believe that they both will, but there's no mention of timescales or anything like that. So
I mean, one of the best things I ever did was got that That Iris set off of you.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, I have it next to effectively my old Hot Toys figure. Sorry, not my old Hot Toys, but my old indie, my old custom indie.
Yeah.
And it's just leaps and bounds.
You can't
It's
knock
so
it,
much better.
and the thing is, Ryan's also put, wish I could get a clothing set for a decent price. Well, it depends what decent
Relative,
means.
though, isn't it?
It is relative. I mean, I would never pay Kato prices, although I'm lucky enough to have a Kato jacket, but I did not pay $800 for it. And apparently, he's not going to finish the run. I've read that he's not going to do the jacket. So people have already paid a fortune for the shirts and trousers, which admittedly are beautiful, but that was on the proviso that they were going to get the jacket. And I've heard that he's not going to finish the jacket run, so people are trying to offload their shirts and trousers now.
Because I think my only gripe, I think, with the Iris set is that the sleeves are very long on the shirt.
Yeah.
So you can't really do the Cairo look.
No. People have requested that she does a particular version for that look, that you can roll the sleeves up. So that may be. And
I think some of the magnets weren't very well attached. I've had to go back and put little bits of like Gorilla Tape over.
Yeah, I don't know if you were just unlucky. I mean, I haven't had any,
because like the lapel on my shirt just flung up.
I mean, I didn't have any issues with mine at all, and obviously I didn't open them. I just sent out, so I didn't know which was whatever. And I think you just got unlucky.
And I think all the little bits that were on mine were quite easily fixed. It wasn't like it was a deal breaker.
It depends who gets it. I mean, for yourself and myself, we wouldn't worry about it. But somebody that just doesn't have the confidence or whatever to do those little repair jobs would probably, be a bit more upset about it. But
but I love it.
It is a lovely set, Ryan. If you can get a hold of one, I'd like to get a pair of the Craig boots, but they're a lot of money.
Yeah,
you painted a set, haven't you? Yeah,
I really like them. Really like them.
Yeah, I've seen
was fantastic.
I've seen a few paint ups, and they look really good. Really good. I wasn't bothered to start with, but as I see more pics, I'm like, do you know what? I wouldn't mind.
I mean, I was offered a pair, but they were so expensive, and I was like,
yeah.
And to be fair, the boots I've got are fine. Like,
I've got Hot Toys boots on mine, and I'm quite happy with those.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, the Hot Toys clothes aren't bad. Like,
they're not.
If you're willing to spend a bit of time on them, I honestly don't think their jackets that great. I think if you can pick up one of the sideshow jackets,
the
I
jackets
think that's better because you can do a lot more with it.
And it's obviously very prone to falling apart. Yes. Unless you can get one and treat it before it gets to that stage. But yeah, I mean, it was a good. But I sent you a link before. I can't believe how much the people are paying for DX05s when actually you'd want to be replacing quite a lot of that, the head sculpt immediately, and you could spend a lot less money actually putting a fantastic custom together.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're looking at an Indiana Jones. Your only options are to buy a piece of shit sideshow where the jacket is pretty much the only thing that's worth keeping.
Yeah.
Get Hot Toys, which most of it will have fallen apart, and you have to replace bits, and then you'll end up with a fucking head sculpt that just doesn't look anything like Harrison Ford. Go Temple of Doom. Go to the sideshow Temple of Doom, which actually isn't a bad figure.
No.
Besides, the hat is appalling, so you can never
so
have
you
him
got
with
to
his
find
hat
a
on.
Hot Toys hat or an Inigo hat or something like that.
But then he spent a good chunk of the film without the hat, so you could always do without it. Or spend all that money and just go, like we said, just customise it.
I think Indy's one of those figures where if you love him enough, you got to be prepared to just spend a bit of money on him, even if you only have one. I mean, I'm crazy and I've got like 12 of them, but most people, one Indy is enough, so make it a good one. Just treat yourself and spend the decent money. I would say, because it's worth it, because if you can get the right gear, it is really nice.
I'd like to, like Ryan's, shame Hot Toys won't redo Indy. I'd like to see that, to be fair. I think that if they did, it would probably be pretty good. Again,
it'd be good if they got Inigo to do the sculpt. Then
yeah, I think they'd probably do a pretty good job, but they would have to go some to get to Inigo. Kind of, I think, because he's honed it. He's nailed it really.
But then there's no reason why they couldn't collaborate with other artists, because other companies are doing it, aren't they?
Yeah, true.
I mean, he's supplied stuff for
Big Chief.
Yeah. So
he did the Doctor No figures.
Yeah,
he did Sean Connery as well.
And he did the Kirk for QMX.
Yep.
So yeah, it does happen.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you might just have to accept that you haven't got anyone in your employ that can do that particular character very well. So just bring someone else in. But
yeah.
Oh, he's dropped Iris a message, so we'll see what. See it. Good luck with that, Ryan. Yeah, good man.
Good man. Right, so I think that's everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're done. I think that's the whole show sheet. So
it's almost our longest one.
Yeah.
And we haven't got Chris Donaldson on to blame.
No. We got Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Always
very
a pleasure.
Much.
Yeah.
Yeah, love seeing the Indie Picture guys post on the groups. Thank you very, very much. So that's it for tonight. We are done. Again, a big thank you to our sponsor Sean at What Else Scrapyard for all your 3D printing needs. He is killing it at the moment. And like I say, he's a super bad influence because he makes me want a 3D printer every time I talk to him, every time I look at him. A big thank you to everyone on Patreon. I'm pretty sure by now you know everything you get inside and out.
Including a personal service from yourself if you're on the top tier.
Yeah, I'm not going to come around and nosh you off, but you'll get a free. You'll get a free. If you subscribe for 3 months, I'll paint a 1/6 scale head up for you. You've just got to pay for the postage. Look at that! Thank you very much. Great show. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Great show. Good night.
Good night.
So that is it from me. I think. Obviously, listen to all the other guys. They're all great, fantastic. We've finally got Small Talk back, and they're killing it. So all is right with the world.
Definitely,
so,
and we have
anyone out, Pete?
Well, we've got new guy Sean doing the comic show. I watched his first one. He's very very passionate about his comics. Adds another kind of adds another dimension to our to the network. So that's good.
I must admit, because I wanted to get into. I've dabbled with comics, not seriously, but it's good to. Have someone on board with that kind of.
I've got a lot of graphic novels. I do like comics. I've never been a fan of buying individual ones because you end up getting about 4 pages of story.
Yeah.
And then it's all adverts and stuff, and it's I prefer, but I do love I've always loved a graphic novel. I've got a lot of Batman, Superman stuff, and it's good stuff.
Cool. Right. So that's a bye from me.
Yeah, a bye from me. Take care, everyone.
See you later.